Millennium Sports presents South Oak Cliff Golden Bears UIL 5A Division II Region 1 Championship Football as they meet the Melissa Cardinals. Tonight's game is brought to you by Build-A-Berry Funeral Directors of Denton, Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound, Rodenbaughs of Allen and Ronald Rodenbaugh, the Athletic Department of Dallas ISD, the booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available on Amazon, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, and Harris Ratings Weekly of Corinth and Van Harris. Now, let's join Monty Walker, Justin White, Carson Grogan, and Jake Roberts at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
Good evening from Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Formerly known as the ballpark in Arlington, or most recently Globe Life Park. But the short porch in what used to be right field displays a goalpost now, as it's the Class 5A Region 2 Championship between the Melissa Cardinals and the defending state champion South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. South Oak Cliff is led by their monstrous offensive line that averages over 300 pounds per man. Left tackle Naredo Stoker, along with teammate Randy Reese, are headed to SMU. For Melissa, they are led by quarterback Trevor Ham, who has thrown for 3,426 yards and 44 touchdowns. His main weapon is Carson Maynard, who has hauled in over 1,000 yards from Ham this season. But Melissa is a balanced offense, as they've rushed for 2,668 yards also. It's past Thanksgiving, and all the cupcakes are gone. It's the Class 5A Region 2 Championship, and it's football time in Texas.
Founded in 1990, the DeBerry Funeral Directors, located at 2025 West University Drive in Denton, offer traditional services to cremations or anything in between. The Bill DeBerry family provide ongoing pre-planning and pre-need services, making the life transition smoother. Details are available online at DeBerryFuneralDirectors.com.
Serving the Allen area since 1962. Rodenbaugh's Flooring, America Kitchen, Bed and Bath won't sell it if we can't service it. We have the names you trust: Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances, plus Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses, along with Whirlpool and Maytag washers and dryers. We finance and deliver. Our showroom is located at 102 West Main Street in Allen. Details online at rodenbaughs.com. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
Nelson Law Group PC, located at 700 Parker Square, Suite 145 in Flower Mound, offers assistance with family, business law, and estate planning services. Attorney Brett Nelson has over 25 years' experience, and you can reach him at 972-808-7227 or online at nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
Since 1979, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco has served the finest barbecue. Hutchins Pitmasters slow cook to enhance the flavors Texans love. Brisket, turkey, sausage, and chicken, plus all the fixings. Hutchins Barbecue is located at 9225 Preston Road, open Wednesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Let the fun begin.
Good evening and welcome to what used to be the ballpark in Arlington, now Choctaw Stadium, and it is going to be electric tonight. We are standing, this is Monty Walker, by the way, along with Blake Burnett. Justin White will be with us in just a moment. We're standing at midfield with our vantage point here in what used to be the luxury suites at the old Globe Life Park. Now there's Globe Life Field, but this used to be Globe Life Park. I will always refer to it as the ballpark in Arlington, Blake Burnett, but we've got a pretty good view here.
Yeah, I would say I will always refer to it as the ballpark in Arlington as well. The Rangers played 2 World Series here. It was big times in 2010 and 2011. And now they play high school football here on Friday and Saturday nights in Arlington, Texas.
It's odd to see the home run porch with the field goal post in front of it, but that's what we've got this evening. We've got two great football teams. That's the focus tonight, not the ballpark. It's the Melissa Cardinals, 11-2, 7-0 in district play, and the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears, 10-3 on the season. And they were also undefeated in district play, going 6-0. We had a chance to talk to head coach Jason Todd a moment ago. We'll let you listen to what he said.
Todd, South Oak Cliff. Coach, you started out 0-3. Your message was, hang on, everybody chill out a little bit. Talk about that.
Just started 0-3, but, look at two of those three teams still playing today in 6A football. So, some good teams and the Lancaster team that really should be playing still right now. So, we knew the competition was going to be stiff, and we wanted to find out what we were made of early to prepare us for these type of moments, for a good Melissa team.
You had the biggest moment of all last year at AT&T Stadium, lost some key players. Talk about the new players stepping up on your team.
Right now, we returned a lot, but we did get some key players, and the main one's probably a quarterback right now is Will. Will's doing a great job for us. He's managing the team, keeping us in good field position, doing things like that. Running backs had to step up this year because we graduated those guys last year, and we got a pretty good stable that, we think can run and, put us in position to have a chance to win. The rest of the guys, pretty much our position, pretty much back, from last year.
Your offensive line, you're talking about a big part of that. Some huge guys up front, averaging 309 up front. They lead the way. You're up against a pretty good defense. Talk about the kind of game we're going to see tonight.
First thing is, like I tell everybody, it always starts at the line of scrimmage. We got to be able to run the ball and we got to be able to stop the run. We can do those two things. We feel we'll be fine. Going against Melissa, they have some nice-sized kids up front that we're going to really have to get a body on and really get some push on. They got some skilled guys, and those guys are battle-tested from playing Lovejoy, Argyle this year. So they're kind of in a similar position as us. They went through some bumps early in the year, and now they're in the same position trying to get over their hump to get back to the semifinals next week.
Has it already been written?
Hey, only God knows. Hey, but in my book it is.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Last year, that was kind of the motto. It's already been written, said Coach Todd. And Blake Burnett, we talked a little bit about South Oak Cliff, and we covered them last year. What are the differences, real quick, before we head to a break?
One thing I want to talk about with South Oak Cliff is they have no Kevin Henry Jennings, who was an electrifying quarterback now at SMU. He was what made the South Oak Cliff offense go. And one thing I remember from the South Oak Cliff team that we covered a year ago was at halftime against Lovejoy, Coach Todd said winning never won, and then came out in the second half and continued winning and then won the game.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
School choice options than any other school or district in the city. Explore them all at dallasisd.org/discover. Your one-stop shop to browse and select the right opportunity for your child. The application deadline is January 31st, so visit dallasisd.org/discover and apply today. The choice is yours. Turn your kids' options into opportunities.
Since 1963, the Harris Ratings Weekly has provided Texas high school football coaches and fans complete rating services, including the power ratings for all UIL football teams, from 2A to 6A, with the top 10 rankings and the point differentials for each game each week. For more information, call Harris Ratings Weekly and Van Harris at 940-498-5176. That's 40498-5176, and they're online at harrisratings.com. Harris Ratings Weekly, another proud supporter of Millennium Sports football broadcasts.
Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Blake Burnett and Justin White. We had a chance to talk with head coach Jason Todd earlier, and we let you listen to that interview moments ago. We also caught up with Melissa head coach Matt Nally and visited with him. And we actually had a chance to catch him right at the midfield stripe there in pregame. And let's listen to what he had to say.
I'm here with Melissa head coach Matt Nally. Coach, tell us a little bit about your team. I know you're a blue-collar team in a big growing city up there in Melissa, Texas.
Yes, sir. We have a bunch of kids that just work really hard and grind, and really have just accepted that grind to get after it, and it's a brotherhood. It's a great group to be a part of because they are a team. But yes, sir. And obviously, yes, sir, we're growing like crazy, and to me, that's a great thing. We're super excited about our community and the school district about our growing in our city and our fans and whatnot. So it's been an awesome experience.
But this team started out 0-2 this year. What was the message after that slow start?
Nothing. That's just, we call it the process, and our process is the first 3 games or any game that has nothing to do with district play, that we don't really have any care about that. We call it Halloween for a reason, because we dress up to practice. People say you have 1 scrimmage, and Melissa, we don't. We have 4 scrimmages, and then we play district play, and that's all we care about is district play and in the tournament. So there is no message. It's just what we do.
You got some big-time players on this team that have got some big-time offers. Talk about that.
We got a bunch of kids with offers, but at the end of the day, they're one of the greatest teammates we have as well. And that's what makes our team is because those kids are selfless, and they put the team first.
What are we going to see tonight from South Oak Cliff?
A big physical team that's going to lean on their defense. They're going to be a physical run team, downhill run team. They're what you would consider like an old school football team, but playing in today's world in a downhill run game out of the spread, but a physical, extremely well coached defense.
We're standing here at midfield in what used to be the ballpark in Arlington. Did you ever come here for baseball games?
Oh yeah. I was excited. I took my kids. We sat right over there a few times. I would take my wife, and we'd sit over here. So yes, sir. It's been an awesome opportunity for me personally, kind of nostalgia, but also for these kids to be a part of this.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
So we were talking a little bit about that, the ballpark, and I was here for the very first game ever played at this ballpark back in 1994, opening day of 94. And if you were to look at where I sat and the seats on opening day, right now I'd be looking at the back of some bleachers over there in what used to be left field. Now it's the visiting sidelines over there. Interesting setup they have here at Choctaw Stadium. Justin White, welcome.
Yes, sorry, I had to get my hamburger pregame meal here. But yeah, when you go out on the field, you have to almost kind of get your bearings a little bit to kind of figure out what the alignment was of the baseball field, as well as the baseball diamond, as well as now the football field, as they are basically look like they're going from third base to right field, the way the stadium runs.
So we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to start going over the scouting reports for each team. So we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Of Denton provide families with personal and professional services, keeping their wishes in the time of need. Our phones are answered 24 hours at 940-383-4200 by Bill DeBerry or another family funeral director. We are here for you. Call anytime at 940-383-4200. Details online at DeBerryFuneralDirectors.com.
Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound offers assistance with contract law, partnerships, and civil litigation. Brett Nelson is client-centered and maintains excellent communication to assist his clients best reaching their goals. Nelson Law can be reached at 972-808-7227 or online at nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
Founded in 2008, Joseph Paul Homes of Fairview, Texas, builds true luxury homes custom designed by Joseph Vastano. Joseph Paul Homes builds all the way from Preston Hollow to Salina, featuring a unique designer's touch in each new home. Details are available at josephpaulhomes.com and on the Joseph Paul Homes Facebook page. The Vastano family proudly supports our local youth in their academic, athletic, and extracurricular endeavors.
Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker and Justin White and Blake Burnett. We are at overlooking midfield for what's going to be a classic matchup, we believe, with the Melissa Cardinals and the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. let's kind of talk a little bit about South Oak Cliff a little bit. Blake touched on it a moment ago that they lost a lot of key players in the game from the year ago. And, Henry Jennings was a great player at quarterback. Got the big offer from SMU. But really they still have the key component of their football team, which is their offensive line, averaging 309 pounds up front per man, and that is correct. 309-pound average for the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears up front. One of their young men, Laredo Stoker, headed to SMU, 6'6", 305. And, we were at practice a year ago, and Coach Biedenbow from the University of Oklahoma just showed up, and nobody knows who the offensive line coach for Oklahoma is except for this nerd right here. And when he walked up, I knew, okay, which one are you looking at? And he immediately went to Laredo Stoker as the one he wanted to talk to. So he's got an offer now from SMU, but South Oak Cliff, they like to pound the football, and they like to use their offensive line to do so, Justin White.
Yeah, the other lineman I look at is the TCU commit, Breon Ramsey Brooks, 6'5", 350 pounds. And if he's 350 pounds, I'm 185 pounds because he's a big boy. And I mean that with all due respect. He is a huge left guard. As you said, they lean on this offensive line. They've been playing three quarterbacks throughout the season. There have been some issues with the quarterbacks, so they lean heavily on this run game. And then obviously they lean heavily on that defense that kind of keeps them in the ball games and keeps offenses more subpar than they are used to.
Now we talked a little bit about their offense. Now they do put some points on the board. They're averaging 36.5 points per game. Of course, have won 10 in a row. Started out 0-3 on the season, lost to Duncanville, Lancaster, and DeSoto. Three very good football teams.
Oh, yeah.
And Coach Todd said, hey, everybody chill out when they were 0-3. And everybody certainly did once they started rolling. And here they've ripped off 10 straight, including an overtime win a week ago. And what a game that was. But defensively is where South Oak Cliff really hangs their hat. They're only averaging 13.5 points allowed per game, and that is astonishing in today's football of air raid, throw it around, pass, and tag.
Yeah, and I think what it is they get a good pass rush. Billy Walton up front, a Texas commit playing on the defensive end. He kind of helps bring havoc there in the backfield. And then that secondary, the back end of this defense, is just full of D1 talent. And they're so aggressive in the secondary, Blake. Just the way that they are able to they come to the ball, they play through the defender, and it's almost like they were waiting for the officials to call pass interference. They want to play aggressive and see what they can get by with.
Yes, South Oak Cliff plays physical. Malik Muhammad and Taylor Sterling, the Colorado and Texas commits, they usually play on the same side, a corner and a safety, and they hit you in the mouth when the ball's thrown to you, if you even catch it, because they have 11 pass breakups between the two and over 103 tackles between the two.
So we want to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast, including Bill DeBerry, Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen, Bed and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue, Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group PC at Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, Walking Through the Valley of Grief booklet. James C. Bivens, available now on Amazon. He's your author of that. And also the Harris Ratings Weekly of Corinth. Rodenbaugh's was your sponsor for the interview with Matt Nally of Melissa, and South Oak Cliff Athletic Department was the sponsor for the interview with Jason Todd a moment ago. That's your South Oak Cliffs scouting report, brought to you by the Dallas ISD. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be right back right after this message.
Dallas ISD offers more school choice options than any other school or district in the city. Explore them all at dallasisd.org/discover. Your one-stop shop to browse and select the right opportunity for your child. The application deadline is January 31st. So visit dallasisd.org/discover and apply today. The choice is yours. Turn your kids' options into opportunities.
If you or a friend have experienced a significant life loss, get the booklet Walk Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens. This booklet shares biblical help and is written and designed to help you successfully deal with grief. Walk Through the Valley of Grief is available online at Amazon.com. That's Walk Through the Valley of Grief.
Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. You're listening to Millennium Sports. And South Oak Cliff and Melissa about to square off this evening in what's going to be a classic contest, we believe. Justin, let's talk about the Melissa Cardinals for a little bit.
Well, I think they're known for their offense. They can sling the ball to the field. They like to go fast. They like to do tempo. They're probably about 60% pass, 40% run, but they're pretty balanced. They got playmakers all over the field as far as offensively. They're led by their quarterback, Trevor Ham, 6 foot, 175-pound junior. They got a lot of juniors on this team. There's not or a lot of underclassmen. There's not very many seniors. I see one senior on the offensive line, and then Javon Smith, a senior wide receiver. Defensively, they've got Nigel Smith, a Division I prospect at the defensive end. They play a 3-4 defense. Jacob Fields, a Louisiana Tech commit. He plays there on the back end on secondary. He can play both ways. And so this defense is going to have to get some, for Melissa, get some extra turnovers, get some extra possessions if they're going to be able to give us extra opportunities to be able to beat this South Oak Cliff defense, South Oak Cliff team. You know, Melissa, you were talking about the offensive line up front, the left tackle, Trevor Gooseby, 6'7", 290. Wow. Now, Melissa averages 280 up front. South Oak Cliff, they don't see that a lot. They're always the big boys. But here tonight, Melissa also bringing some beef. And Trevor Gooseby's headed to the Texas Longhorns, and I know you guys are a fan of the Longhorns. 6'7", 290 pounds junior. So look out for him tonight. That's going to be a big matchup on the defensive line with DeWall and Butler. So watch that matchup tonight. Yeah, that's going to be a good matchup. And then of course, again, going back to Ham at the quarterback position, being able to get the ball out quickly. I think that's what they're going to be doing is they're not going to sit back and take 5-step drops or anything like that. They're going to spread the ball out and just get it out to their playmakers and test the secondary for South Oak Cliff. That's your Melissa scouting report. Brought to you by Rodenbaugh and Bed and Bath of Allen. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups for both teams. We'll be right back right after this.
A game without a crowd is just a performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Let Hutchins Barbecue and Catering Company in Frisco deliver your next party meal. For over 20 guests or full catering for 75 guests or more, Hutchins is a Texas monthly top 10 barbecue. Call Hutchins Barbecue at 972-540-1920, Wednesday through Sunday between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. Or go online at hutchinsbbq.com and let the fun begin.
Joking. Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with the entire gang of the Studio 42. Monty Walker and Justin White, Blake Burnett. We are missing a couple folks, but what a beautiful evening it has turned out to be here in Arlington at the former ballpark in Arlington. Let's go over the starting lineups. I'll go with South Oak Cliff. On offense, up front, this is the big offensive line. Noredo Stoker headed to SMU. He's a senior. He's 305 pounds. Breon Ramsey Brooks, 6'5", 350-pound senior. He's headed to TCU. Nehemiah Dewberry, 6'2", 300-pound senior, the center. And the right guard, 6'2", 295-pound junior Jaden Smith-Rowe. And a right tackle, 6'2", 295-pound junior Jordan Rowe. The wideouts tonight, Jamari Cawley, 22 catches, 342 yards. That's an average of 15.6. He's got 4 touchdowns through the air. Opposite side of him is Joshua Manley, 16 catches, 292 yards. That's 18.3 per catch and 5 touchdowns. Manley is 5'10", 175 junior. Cawley is 6'2", 210 senior. He's a big target out there on the left side of the quarterback, who is William Tittle. They've gone through 3 quarterbacks, and they've settled on Tittle here at the end of the year. He's 47 out of 75, 637 yards, 62.7% completion rate, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's also rushed 6 times, -4 yards. This is not Henry Jennings here that we're talking about. Not going to be able to run the football a lot from the quarterback position. So, the tailback tonight, we're going to see an array of them, I believe. Tedrick Williams, 5'9", 180-pound senior. He's rushed 157 times for 991 yards. That's 6.3 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. He's also caught 8 balls for 75 yards. You're going to see Danny Green at times, 5'10", 185. He's a junior. He's rushed for 805 yards on 120 carries. That's 6.7 yards per carry, 14 touches on the ground, touchdowns on the ground. But, last week a big dose of Javon Thomas, a 6'1", 185-pound junior. He had 217 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns a week ago, and he's committed to Texas A&M. I would imagine you're going to see a lot of Javon Thomas tonight. In the slot, you're going to see Randy Reese. Saw him last year, and he had an injury. I believe we were over in Abilene when he had an ankle-foot injury, and he's going to SMU, 5'9", 180 pounds. He's caught 22 balls, 147 yards, and 1 touchdown. He's also rushed 4 times for 14 yards. You want to give us the Melissa starting offense, Justin?
Go offense first, okay. Let's go with start the left tackle, Trevor Gooseby, 6'7", 290-pound junior. He's a University of Texas commit. At left guard is number 76, Brandon Ward, 6'2", 300-pound senior. Luke Damel at center, 6 foot, 230-pound junior. At the right guard is 6'3", 300-pound junior, a sophomore, Owen Holenbeck. And at right tackle, 6'2", 280-pound sophomore, Jake Brown. At receiver is Carson Maynard, a 6'3", 200-pound junior. At the other receiver is Lincoln Dunn, 5'10", 160-pound senior. H-back, Gunnar Wilson, 6'3", 200-pound junior. And other receiver is Javon Smith. He is a 5'10", 180-pound senior. At running back is Nathan, let me make sure I get this right. You told me at half it did.
So it's Ada Jokin.
Ada Jokin.
Ada Jokin. Ada Jokin.
Ada Jokin.
It's spelled Adejokun. Ada Jokin.
Nathan Adejokin. He's a 6 foot, 210-pound junior, 212 rushes, 1,128 yards, 11 touchdowns on the season. And then leading them at quarterback is a 6 foot, 175-pound junior, Trevor Ham. He's 243 completions, 373 attempts, 3,426 yards. That's a 65% completion percentage, 44 touchdowns, 13 interceptions for Trevor Ham, the 6 foot, 170-pound junior quarterback.
The starting lineup for the South Oak Cliff defense up front, DeWaylen Butler, 6 foot, 190-pound sophomore, 8 tackles on the year and 2 sacks. Defensive tackles are Tacolby Grant and Darius Jennings, but you'll also see Cortland Kidd a lot. 10 tackles for Darius Jennings, but 75 for Cortland Kidd. 39 tackles for Tacolby Grant, junior and senior there in the middle of the defense. The defensive end, Kelvion Riggins, 6 foot, 210-pound junior, 34 tackles and 11 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. Your linebackers tonight, Samajdre Gassaway, 25 tackles and 1 hurry. Robert Strahan, the middle linebacker, 5'11", 195-pound senior. And your strong side backer is Jaden Shelton, 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore. Your cornerbacks for this evening for South Oak Cliff are Kendrick Carter on one side, 5'10", 160, and a sophomore. One interception on the year. The other side is Kerry Williams, And that's 5'10", 170. Let's see. You know what? Let's go. Let me give you the up front once again because I've got it backwards here. Billy Walton, Keith Smith, Cortland Kidd, and Jahetan Edwards are the starters on defense up front. 6'4", 240, 6'3", 285, 5'10", 280, and 6'2", 220. The backers, Abdul Muhammad. We remember him from a year ago. And he's going to SMU, by the way. Brandon Jones and Dylan Brown Turner. The cornerbacks tonight, Jamarian Clark and Manny Muhammad. We remember him a year ago. He's headed to the Texas Longhorns also. David Spruells, he was a starter a year ago. And Taylor Starling also got a lot of time a year ago. He's headed to Colorado. So a lot of big names coming back on defense for South Oak Cliff. Let's give us the Melissa starting D, Justin.
All right, we'll start on the defensive line. Nigel Smith, a 6'5", 270-pound junior. You'll hear a lot of him tonight. He's got got 40 offers from D1 prospects, 77 tackles, 17 for a loss, 10 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. Defensive tackle or nose guard is Connor Vidmar. At other defensive end is Lance Riley. They run a 3-4 defense, so this is the 3 defensive line. Lance Riley, Connor Vidmar, and Nigel Smith on the defensive line. At linebacker, Alex Secreto is a 6', 215-pound senior. At the will linebacker, Dalton Whitmer, a 5'10", 185-pound senior. At the Mike linebacker, Jason Cave, 5'10", 205-pound senior. He's leading tackler on this team, 123 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 4 tackles for a loss. At the Sam linebacker is Caleb Oltuski, a 6'4", 15-pound senior committed to San Diego State. In the secondary at cornerback is Clark Packard, a 5'9", 165-pound senior. The other cornerback spot, Jake Patesic, a 6', 185-pound sophomore. And then it's strong safety, Josh Nicholas, 6'2", 190-pound senior. He's got 64 tackles and 9 pass breakups. And then free safety is Jacob Fields. You'll hear his name a lot. Again, a Louisiana Tech commit, 84 tackles, 9 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, and a forced fumble. That is the starting defensive lineup for Melissa Cardinals.
I have some bad news for the broadcasters here tonight. South Oak Cliff comes out in their gray pants, gray tops with the gold numbers outlined in white. There's no way we can see those tonight. That is not a uniform made for the press box, that's for sure. It's going to be tough tonight.
Yeah, it is. You know, you look at their pants. They're wearing the gray pants. The pants are rolled up almost like shorts. It's like almost as they're wearing tight shorts out there for their bottoms.
Yeah, that's a fact. Those they are like shorts.
I don't even know if they have thigh pads, if they're wearing thigh pads.
There's no way they can have thigh pads. Those are shorts. I mean, those are not even like basketball shorts. They're tight shorts.
Well, and I thought, well, maybe it's just a couple of players. No, it's a majority of the team are basically wearing shorts. They get their regular jersey, long sleeve shirts underneath, but they're wearing shorts down there.
Well, we might want to contact Bushnells and see if they can sponsor this as well, because tonight's a night for the binoculars with those uniforms. The Melissa Cardinals, however, are coming out in their all-white look tonight. White pants, white jerseys, white helmets, red numbers. Those should be fairly easy to see. We talked to Coach Todd earlier today. The good thing about and the interesting thing about South Oak Cliff, they just seem to have so much swagger about them. And now they're not the underdog anymore. They're the lead dog now. And they have so much swagger and confidence, especially winning 10 straight.
Yeah, winning that state championship did it. And I think that's something Coach Todd is trying to convey to the rest of the state, is that, the inner city schools, Dallas ISD, you can be a winner. There's a lot of sometimes negative attention that being an inner city school, you can't win. All the good players are in the suburbs. But Coach Todd has shown that you can be a winner here at Dallas ISD.
It's such a strange sight here at the former ballpark in Arlington. The Choctaw Stadium, because the bleachers are generally empty. Now the new stands that have been brought in and what used to be left field and left center field, that's a pretty good crowd for Melissa over there that's starting to fill those up a little bit. On the near side, it's hard to judge. Right below us, South Oak Cliff, they're still bringing in fans, but I'd say right now Melissa's bringing in more right now. But I tell you what, we saw the fan base of Dallas ISD pack the house at AT&T a year ago for their home team, South Oak Cliff. Everybody got involved and on board once they got to the big dance. And here comes South Oak Cliff, and they just walk. No tunnel, nothing to run through. They just walk from the end zone. Here they go. That's some swagger. And now they start to run onto the field just a little bit.
You know, Coach Todd talking about that culture, that swagger, that confidence. Also, he likes to do it. He's kind of imitating from Dallas Carter, back in 1988 when they won the state championship and eventually got stripped. But they played with a lot of culture, a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger, and he's kind of trying to replicate that this year.
Yeah. Guys, let's talk about the keys to victory for this football game. Your final thought before kickoff. Justin White, if you're South Oak Cliff and you want to win this football game, what do you got to do?
I think you continue to run the ball until you make them stop them. Again, lean on this offensive line, and your defense will do what it's supposed to do. It's going to slow down Melissa. I think Melissa can score, but they're not going to be. I don't think Melissa's going to be used to the speed and the aggressiveness and the power of this South Oak Cliff defense.
Blake Burnett.
South Oak Cliff's offensive line has to block Nigel Smith to have a big impact in this game. Nigel Smith can be the game wrecker for Melissa. If South Oak Cliff's offensive line takes care of him, the run game will be hidden, and it'll be a good game for South Oak Cliff.
I think this is a game, guys, that could come down to the kicker in games like this.
Yeah.
You look at Diego Varela for South Oak Cliff. He's 59 out of 62 in PATs. He's 6 out of 10 in field goals, as long as 45 on the year. We're just about ready for the national anthem, and we will let you listen to that when they are ready. We hear the drum beat. Everybody's looking towards the flag, and here we go. That's your South Oak Cliff High School Marching Band doing the honors of our national anthem. And with that, Justin White, Blake Burnett, it is football time in Texas from the ballpark in Arlington, now known as Choctaw Stadium.
Here we go. I tell you, this is, at this point of the playoffs, everybody's good. You got to have luck at some point. But at this point, everybody's got good talent. There's good coaching. At this point, it's just execution. Let's read sponsors real quick. Tonight's game is being broadcast live at TexasSportsProductions.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank our broadcast sponsors: Bill DeBerry, Funeral Directors of Denton; Rodenball's Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath of Allen; Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney; Nelson Longer at PC of Flower Mound; the Dallas Independent School District; Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview; booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now on Amazon; and the Harris Rating Weekly of Corinth.
Thank you, Justin. Blake, you were in a conversation of the coin toss, which was predetermined. You want to talk about that?
Yes, the coin toss was done when me and Justin were on the field pregame. Coach Todd from South Oak Cliff and
Coach Nally, Matt Nally.
Yes. They did the coin toss with the ref, and South Oak Cliff won the toss and deferred. And then the Melissa coach was like, well, I wanted to defer. And then Coach Todd goes, well, you can give the ball to us twice. And they started laughing. And then he goes, no, you can defer. So Melissa will get the ball first, and South Oak Cliff will get it in the second half.
Doesn't surprise me, a defensive team like South Oak Cliff deferring to the second half.
So here we're just about underway. South Oak Cliff to tee it up, kick it off. It's a high, deep kick heading toward what used to be third base. It's going to bounce at about the 7-yard line, being picked up at the 2, coming near side by Melissa. And returning it is Jacob Fields, but he's going to be stopped inside the 10-yard line at the 9. Melissa will be traveling left to right from our vantage point here on the what used to be the first base side in the suites. It's a perfect 66 degrees here at 62 degrees here at Choctaw Stadium. Melissa comes out on the field, led by Trevor Ham, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Man goes in motion is Javon Smith. Ham wants to throw it deep down the left side, and that's going to be incomplete. There was a little pushing from the wide receiver there, but no flag on Jacob Fields. It falls incomplete, second down coming up.
I believe that's Jamarian Clark, who was in coverage on field trying to go for the home run. They're going to test these DBs. And again, as I said in the pregame, they play aggressive. The defensive backs play aggressive for South Oak Cliff. See how much they get away with from the officials.
And here's a bobbled snap and having to fall on it. South Oak Cliff may have it inside the 5-yard line, but the officials say no. And Melissa will recover the football inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. It'll be third down and 14.
We're lucky they didn't turn that ball over. Ham able to fall on it, or one of the linemen able to fall on it after it was fumbled by Trevor Ham.
Ham drops back. His feet are inside the end zone. Left to right, drops back 3 steps. Looking left side, under pressure. It's going to be thrown down, but he released the ball on his way down. The officials are going to talk about a safety right here. He did release the ball as he was going down.
I think he released the ball, and it kind of into about 5 yards up, but I don't think there was a receiver in sight, and they're calling that a safety.
Wow, your first points of the night are a safety for South Oak Cliff, as Trevor Ham was caught in the end zone, sacked as he was trying to throw it away.
He was looking over to the left side. I believe that was over at Jacob Fields again. Maybe that was Maynard. I'm not sure, but on the left side, and just kept pumping, just kept hoping one of his receivers get open, and the pocket just completely continued to fall beneath him, and he just fell down, or they were able to bring him down in the end zone, and he gets called for intentional grounding.
And that is a safety. So the PAT team, we're going to see what Melissa's going to do here, whether they're going to kick or punt this ball away. The only bad thing about this stadium is it's really hard to see a scoreboard. The big jumbotron up on the home run porch is kind of out of our view. It's too high, so you're trying to find the scoreboard on the wraparound.
Yeah, our broadcast booth is on the first base side. We're about a level up from the Rangers dugout. You can imagine that.
So it looks like they're going to tee it up and try to kick this one away. Is Melissa after the safety? It's 2-0. South Oak Cliff on top. We are just seconds into this football game. 47 seconds into the game. Melissa took it first from their own 8-yard line. 3 plays and we're trapped. And this is going to be a high pooch kick. South Oak Cliff's going to let it bounce at the 47. Now it's picked up on the far side, just shy of midfield. And the Golden Bears will have great field position starting at their own 47-yard line on their first possession of the night.
Well, this will be good field position after the free kick by Melissa. It's going to be great field position at their own 47-yard line. As you bring this big offensive line, as we said earlier, 309 pounds average across that offensive line for South Oak Cliff.
Led by Noredo Stoker, the left tackle, headed to SMU. He's 6'6", 305. Here come the Golden Bears. William Tittle at the quarterback position. He'll turn, he'll hand, first man through. Not much doing there. And finally, maybe 2 yards up to the 49-yard line. And again, hard to see those numbers. The gold numbers on the gray jerseys going to be a little bit difficult to see. That might have been.
It looks like it was Danny Green.
I think it was Danny Green.
Only got a couple yards on the read option, giving it to Green. Stiff interior defensive line for Melissa.
Headed right to left are the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. High snap, but dug out cleanly. This is Green again up the middle. He's got a big seam. Left hash, 30, 20, 15. Kiss him goodbye. South Oak Cliff punches it in the end zone for the first time. And adding to the safety makes it 8-0, awaiting the PAT. There's 10:29 on the clock here in the first.
That was just a straight handoff, and he got behind his right tackle, Jordan Rowe, who just paved like a driveway for the running back to go all the way to the house.
He only had to make one man miss, and that man was Melissa free safety Jacob Fields, who just couldn't make the open field tackle on Danny Green there.
Ferralla on for the PAT. Or is that Kopecky? The kick is a low line drive kick. I'm not sure it's good, but man, it hung in there somehow. That one is good. So we've got a 9-0 score. It's kind of a baseball score. We're at an old baseball park. South Oak Cliff in the lead over Melissa. It's early. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Dallas ISD offers more school choice options than any other school or district in the city. Explore them all at dallasisd.org/discover. Your one-stop shop to browse and select the right opportunity for your child. The application deadline is January 31st, so visit dallasisd.org/discover and apply today. The choice is yours. Turn your kids' options into opportunities.
Since 1963, the Harris Ratings Weekly has provided Texas high school football coaches and fans complete rating services, including the power ratings for all UIL football teams, from 2A to 6A, with the top 10 rankings and the point differentials for each game each week. For more information, call Harris Ratings Weekly and Van Harris at 940-498-5176. That's 940-498-5176. And they're online at harrisratings.com. Harris Ratings Weekly, another proud supporter of Millennium Sports football broadcasts.
Your kickoff is in the air, and Justin Fields is going to return this thing up to what looks like about the 25-yard line, and Melissa will take over there to start their second possession. And for Melissa, they're kind of hoping it goes a little bit better than the first possession, right?
Yeah, well, at least they have a little bit of breathing room if you're a Cardinal fan, as opposed to being a couple of steps inside the end zone, you're at the 25-yard line.
And here is a handoff, left side, brought down immediately, maybe even behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be the running back for Melissa, which is Nathan Adajokin, and they're going to give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10.
And Melissa likes to go tempo here as they go right back.
And here's a handoff again, Adajokin again, and brought down again right at the line of scrimmage. Third down and 10 coming up.
He's trying to go behind that left side of the line over there where Trevor Gooseby is, and there's just nothing there. This defensive line, South Oak Cliff is trying to substitute. As again, Melissa's trying to go fast.
And here is Trevor Ham wanting it, and now they look to the side. They were trying to get South Oak Cliff to jump off sides there, couldn't do it. And now Ham wants the ball. He's going to try to throw again, right side, slings it out, sidearm throw out to the 38-yard line, and a first down for the Melissa Cardinals. On the reception, Jacob Cusano, who came into the game 24 catches, 361 yards. Give him another one right there.
Impressive throw from Trevor Ham. Throw from the left hash mark over to the right sideline.
Ham rolls out left, looking down the field, and that's Justin Fields, rather. Or is that Ham?
No, that's Ham.
Okay. The 6 and the 8 for Melissa. A little bit hard to see here, but I am Mr. Magoo. I've been called that my whole life in the broadcasting world. Second down and 6 coming up after the 4-yard scramble by Trevor Ham. Ham is going to hand off to Adajokin again. This time he has positive yardage, maybe 3, up close to midfield at about the 47-yard line. So really, Melissa starting to move the ball a little bit for the first time.
Once they got that first down, they kind of built some confidence. Now they're moving.
Here's a handoff again. Adejoken up the middle. He's got a first down. He's got midfield and into South Oak Cliff territory for the first time tonight. Some substitutions on defense for South Oak Cliff. They'll spot it at the 49-yard line.
Starting to feel like Melissa's starting to get settled in here after a couple of possessions.
They do like to go quickly, left to right. And they're going to move the sticks there to the 49 to get the set. And Ham wants to throw deep down the field, right side, throwing the home run ball. It's going to be caught, or is it not? No, it's incomplete. Going up for it was Javon Smith, and apparently he couldn't come down with it. The bench of South Oak Cliff was in the way of our vision, but it falls incomplete.
It looked like he caught it, but he was out of bounds.
It was an impressive catch by Smith to even try to hang on to that.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Again, impressive throw by Ham. As I said earlier, he's going from that left hash mark over to the right sidelines, over near, between the numbers and out of bounds marker. That's a big time throw.
So there was a penalty on South Oak Cliff. Meanwhile, during all of that, it's a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st down and 5 now after the walk-off. Trevor Ham, handoff, Adejoken, and he's going to get the 5 yards needed. I thought, nope, he was pushed back, not enough. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line, a yard shy of the first, but only one needed on 2nd down. They'll spot it at the 40, and Melissa going very quickly. Handoff. No, yeah, that's Adejoken. 1st down up to the 35-yard line. They're starting to choose some yards, and that's not Adejoken on the carry that time. I believe that might have been Clark Packard. Or is it Justin Fields?
I think it's Fields.
And here is Trevor Ham, nowhere to throw it. On the run now, he rolls out left, fires it deep down the field. That one's going to be incomplete as Fields was there, and he took a pop immediately as he was trying to haul it in, and he has to take his helmet off on the side, and he goes to a knee as he was clocked.
There is a flag at the 22-yard line on the Melissa sideline as well.
I wonder if that's a pass interference during the play, and that was Spru Ellis who delivered the hit on, who did we say, who was that, Fields?
It was Fields.
He delivered the hit, Spru Ellis did, and that's what I talked about. They played through the receiver, and he went for the ball, but he made sure Fields felt that.
Well,
when he was going for that ball.
Coach Matt Nally very unhappy about the hit as he's really having a discussion with the officials on the far side. They are going to mark it off against South Oak Cliff. This is going to be a big one.
It was just a defensive holding on that play is what the flag was.
Yeah, Matt Nally wanted a little bit more than just defensive holding.
He wanted the personal foul on the hit.
So they'll move the ball to the 25-yard line. 8th play of the drive for Melissa. Left to right. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Handoff. Adejoken up the middle. He's got some room to the 10, to the 5, racing inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Brought down there. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3 for Melissa as they're knocking on the door here at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington. Going quickly. 7:56 on the clock. 9-0. South Oak Cliff in the lead. But Melissa looking for points right here. 1st down and goal from the 3. Trevor Ham. He's going to turn. Hand. Adejoken. Left tackle. He's in. Touchdown, Melissa. As they inch closer at 9-6 with 7:45 left to go in the first quarter. South Oak Cliff in the lead. We'll see the swinging gate coming up here.
Pretty much read option the whole drive through with Adejoken getting the carry every time, and he was just churning 5, 6, 7 yards a clip until he broke off that big one inside the 5-yard line and then able to finish it off with a touchdown up the middle.
It was a very impressive drive by Melissa to answer the intentional grounding safety on the first drive.
Aiden Pintor, the kicker. He's a big kicker. Senior, number 90. And he bangs it through in what would have been close to going into the upper deck of the home run porch. We've got a 9-7 game. We saw a lot of those here back in the 2000s when the Rangers were playing here. And that one was headed towards that home run porch, which we saw so many go up into that. So 9-7, 7:45 left to go in the first. South Oak Cliff over Melissa. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Founded in 2008, Joseph Paul Homes of Fairview, Texas, builds true luxury homes custom designed by Joseph Vastano. Joseph Paul Homes builds all the way from Preston Hollow to Salina. featuring a unique designer's touch in each new home. Details are available at josephpaulhomes.com and on the Joseph Paul Homes Facebook page. The Vastano family proudly supports our local youth in their academic, athletic, and extracurricular endeavors.
Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White and Blake Burnett. It was a 9-play drive for Melissa. They went 75 yards. Pretty impressive drive. Took nearly 3 minutes off the clock. Here's the kick, going to be taken at the 27-yard line, coming near side. Hanging on for dear life is the Melissa defender. And I believe that was, my goodness, that was Miles O'Neill who was trying to bring down the ball carrier.
Good return there by South Oak Cliff. Got here decent field position. Start this next drive. We saw on that first drive pretty much execute their game plan to perfection. Lean on the offensive line and just use the run game.
Ball at the 35, South Oak Cliff on their side of the field. This will be a handoff once again. That's not Danny Green. It is a Danny Green. Good for maybe 2 yards. So Green getting a lot of the action here tonight in the backfield to start this football game. It'll be 2nd down and 8 coming up for the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. Heading right to left from our vantage point. We'll mark it at the 37. Snap back, handoff once again. A big dose of Green early in this football game, and he'll gain another 2 yards as Danny Green will take it to the 39, and you wonder at what point are they going to kind of open it up a little bit.
Yeah, they're doing the read option, just keep it in the belly of Green, and they're running between the tackles. There's not a lot of sweeps or off-tackle runs, just right between Stoker and Rowe, Dorado Stoker and Jordan Rowe. Left tackle and right tackle for South Oak Cliff.
3rd and 6 for South Oak Cliff. William Little rolls out right, wants to throw. He's got a man. It's going to be caught by Corinthian Coleman for a first down on the far side. Coleman had a massive touchdown a year ago in the state title game at AT&T Stadium. There's a big catch right there for a first down at the Melissa 47-yard line.
I think that's a great confidence booster for this Golden Bear offense, being able to pass the ball. They don't have over 1,000-yard passer on this team.
And a little movement up front, some disastrous, and now the whistles are going to go out. The ball was snapped, and everybody started moving, but it was clearly some kind of miscommunication there. The ball was on the turf. It was finally picked up by Javon Thomas, who smartly just picked it up and started running, but the whistle started blowing at that point. So this is going to be against South Oak Cliff.
Well, I think someone jumped for Melissa, and then the ball was snapped. I think South Oak Cliff thought, okay, are you going to blow a whistle? And nobody blew a whistle when the ball got on the turf.
You're exactly right. They're marking this off against Melissa.
Yeah, it was an offside. There was somebody jumped early. I think South Oak Cliff thought they had encroached, came to the neutral zone, and the play should have been called dead, and they just waited a little while before they called it.
1st and 5 now for South Oak Cliff, right to left. 2 receivers near side, 1 up top, and this is going to be a handoff to Thomas. I believe he's going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage. And a great play by one of the up front linemen. Hayden Solomon makes a great play, and that's going to be a loss back to the 45-yard line.
Solomon playing defensive end, able to shed his tackle and get Thomas. Thomas caught in the backfield before he could even get going. Good pursuit by Solomon to shed his block.
William Little in the backfield. Javon Thomas to his left. Little wants to throw, looking left side, flush down to the pocket. Now trapped in the backfield. He's going to go down. It's a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. A huge play by Nigel Smith and company. And now it's going to be 3rd down and a truckload for South Oak Cliff.
Nigel Smith on that right side of the defensive line, left side of the offensive line. Working over on that left side, and I tell you what, it was all hustle and pursuit by Smith to get Little down the backfield.
Little and Danny Green back into the game at the tailback position. 2 receivers up top. Man goes in motion, comes back as an H-back. Little wants it, handoff, Right side, a big gaping hole, not enough for a first down. But Danny Green picks up quite a bit up to the 42-yard line.
A third and long situation, and Melissa only rushing 3, expecting maybe the pass, but Duke ran the draw at the middle, and now it's a 4th and 5, and maybe go for it here.
Yeah, what's your call, Blizzard?
Well, I would like to run quarterback power here, but I think you got to give it to Danny Green.
Justin?
Same thing. I think a read option to Green.
4th down and 5. We'll see what South Oak Cliff elects to do. They send the man out of the backfield, Green. Now it's empty back. Little wants to throw and whistles before this gets underway. It's going to be a false start against South Oak Cliff. And so instead of 4th and 5, it'll now be 4th and 10. Does that change everything for you guys?
I think so. Now you bring out the kick team, try to pin them deep, and see if your defense can get another stop. Pin them deep in their own territory like you did earlier.
It also looks like the punter is the 3rd-string quarterback, so you could watch for a fake there too.
It's 4th down and 10. You're on the Melissa side of the field, but barely at the 47-yard line. Melissa will send Justin Fields back to return this thing. Whistles before we get underway. The kick was punted, but another false start against South Oak Cliff.
It was like 2 players on the left side. The 2 end men were getting ready to go be runners down the field and just took off a little early.
Carter Kopecki, the punter, will now stand at his own 34-yard line. Fields now for Melissa will stand at about his own 16. Now 15. At an angle is Kopecki with his right foot way back behind. And the punt is off. It's a high, wobbly kick. Fields is going to call for the fair catch at the 16-yard line. And Melissa will be moving left to right from there with a new set of downs. It's 9-7. South Oak Cliff in the lead. We're at the 3:47 mark here in the first quarter.
So far, you've been able, if you're South Oak Cliff, or Melissa, I'm sorry, you were able to establish the running game with
Adajokin.
Man, I'll get that before the end of the game. Establish that without Adajokin, and maybe that loosens things up for the passing game for Trevor Ham. Again, 44 touchdowns, 13 picks for Trevor Ham, so he can throw the ball.
Snap back to Ham. Adajokin up the middle, now bounces it out left side. He's got a few yards, enough maybe for 5, perhaps 6 up to the 24-yard line. You know how hard it is to go with binoculars and glasses? Anybody? Here's a quick snap. And again, Adajokin for a yard to the 25.
You're kind of hoping this pace, if you're Melissa, kind of will eventually, 3rd and 4th quarter, start to pay off and slow down South Oak Cliff. You're going to test how much they're conditioned.
3rd down and a yard and a half, maybe 2. As Wren will put it in the gut of Adajokin again. Left side, he barrels over a defender for a first down run to the 30. And it's just a grind right now. They're chewing up yards little by little, moving the ball down the field.
Both these teams are like that. They're both kind of running between the tackles, keeping it on the ground.
Ham, Adajokin again. This time he slips through. Look out. This could be a foot race. 50, 45, and he's finally going to be tackled from behind at the 45-yard line. A saving tackle by South Oak Cliff. And I believe that was Taylor Starling who saved the tackle there. Or saved the touchdown, rather.
Here they go quickly on that big run by Adajokin. Got South Oak Cliff maybe on the ropes.
They're looking to take their first lead of the night, Melissa, into South Oak Cliff territory. H-back into the game for Melissa. And Ham wants to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling right. Heaves it deep down the field, looking for his receiver, and it falls incomplete and out of bounds. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
So far, I'm sorry, go ahead, Blake.
They tried 2 double moves there. One to Javon Smith on the right side, and just the pressure got to Ham before he could throw it.
And quickly, Melissa again, and that's going to be Fields up the middle. He gets the carry this time, a first down run to the 12-yard line.
Justin Fields, kind of a change of pace back found an opening on that left side. Again, they're working that left side of the line.
1st and 10. This will be a handoff up the middle, and that's Justin Fields again to the 10-yard line. Second down coming up as, again, Melissa knocking on the door.
Yeah, you get a nice 1-2 punch out of Jokin, who's the leading rusher, but Jacob Fields, 65 carries, 625 yards, 12 touchdowns. Comes in kind of like a Tony Pollard to Zeke Elliott.
Added Jokin back into the game. Split out wide to the far side is Carson Maynard. And this is going to be a handoff to Adejokin. This time he's met at the line of scrimmage. Not doing much there. He's going to lose a yard, or does he get back to the line of scrimmage? And he does at the 10-yard line. A big third down coming up for Melissa here.
Brandon Jones just blew that play up from his middle linebacker position.
Third down and about 8. Ham under pressure, heaves it deep down the end for the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to hit Javon Smith in the near corner of the end zone, but it was far overthrown. And now it's 4th down, and it appears like the field goal team is coming out, and Melissa's going to try to take their first lead of the night and do so by 1 point if they're able to. The ball spotted on the left hash. From the 17-yard line, we'll call it a 27-yard field goal attempt. Aiden Pinter, the kick, right-footed kicker. It's low. It might have been blocked at the line of scrimmage, and it was. So it's no good. And South Oak Cliff retains their 9-7 lead with 57 seconds left to go in the first.
Malik Muhammad coming from the edge got the block for South Oak Cliff.
Malik Muhammad, the University of Texas commit. Coming around that side and use some of that speed and those arms to get a paw on there and turn Melissa away. Here's they try to take the lead.
So South Oak Cliff will have the ball with 57 seconds left to go in the first. From their own 20 with a 9-7 lead. And what coming onto the field really late is the H-back Jaquan Green. And he'll make it out there. Little sends a man in motion. And this is going to be a handoff. Javon Thomas trapped behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of about 4. And South Oak Cliff, Javon Thomas had the big game a week ago with over 200 yards rushing, has gone backwards so far tonight.
I didn't see who that was for Melissa, but the Melissa defender got blocked and just pushed his blocker back into Thomas, and Thomas was having to backpedal and got caught behind the line of scrimmage for about 3 yards.
William Little will stand in the gun at quarterback for South Oak Cliff, with Javon Thomas just right behind him, a kind of an offset pistol look. Turns, hands, Thomas again chased down from behind. Another great play up front. That was Nigel Smith from Melissa, and limiting Javon Thomas for maybe a yard or two at the 19-yard line.
Tell you what, this defensive line, Nigel Smith, Connor Vidmar, Lance Riley, even linebacker Kolo Voltuski is coming in and stuffing things there in the middle.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Let's go over our sponsors, Justin, if you can.
All right, tonight's game is being broadcast live at TexasSportsProductions.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank our broadcast sponsors: Bill DeBerry Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenball's Flooring America Kitchen, Bed, and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group, PC of Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now on Amazon, Harris Ratings Weekly of Corinth.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
If you are going through a complex divorce, it is crucial to have a competent lawyer with sound and practical advice. Nelson Law Group of Flower Mound's legal and life experiences will help you through difficult times. Voted best of Denton County since 2015. For a free consultation, go online to nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
We've got a dogfight at the ballpark, guys. dogfight at the ballpark.
Yeah, it really.
At Choctaw Stadium.
It's hard to break bad habits here. I mean, good habits there in that case. But yeah, Choctaw Stadium. Yeah, this is a slugfest, especially both teams keeping it on the ground. Not a lot of passes thrown. Gosh, Blake, how many passes do you think have been thrown between both teams? I'll let you come up with that here in a second. I think Blake's not on.
South Oak Cliff has 1 pass and Melissa has 5 so far.
Tedrick Williams into the game at tailback for the first time tonight for South Oak Cliff. He'll get the carry here, and that's going to go nowhere. Again, Melissa's defense. Jason Cave, 123 tackles at the linebacker position, stops Williams right there, and it's 4th down for South Oak Cliff. And boy, South Oak Cliff's in another fight just like a week ago.
Well, I think Melissa's defense is starting to show up and figure out if we can stop their run and turn them into a passing team, we got something going right now because this running team, the running backs are not able to get their lanes and holes they wanted.
Kopecky with another flag on a punt.
Ball start again.
And again, South Oak Cliff's going to back it up on a punt. Special teams, that's not good. Already, Kopecky was punting it from about his 10-yard line. He'll now step back 5 more yards to boom this one away.
They've had some troubles along the line for special teams and the offensive line as far as false starts tonight.
So Kopecky will now stand at his own 2-yard line to punt this one away. Just under 11:22 left to go in the second quarter. 9-7. South Oak Cliff on top of Melissa. And Melissa's about to get the ball right here as Justin Fields stands at the South Oak Cliff 46-yard line.
What are we waiting on here?
Well, the official is walking over to the Melissa sideline with a flag in his hand. And are they talking to the band?
Yeah, they went over to the band.
What are they?
They're talking. Is that to the band director?
Well, the officials are.
I don't know who the band director is, but it's somebody for the band.
Well, whoever the band director is not very happy.
Yeah, he was pointing back at the official.
Well, we had the Sonny Boy finger right there. Maybe a warning, perhaps, on the band.
Oh,
I don't know that I've ever seen that. We know.
I have not seen that.
We saw the PA announcer Roger Tidwell and Hal get flagged 15 yards once.
Wow.
Kopecky, low snap, goes through his hands into the end zone. He's going to be tackled 7 yards deep by Melissa, and that's going to be a safety. So each team with 2 points. Who called that one tonight? Did you have that on your bingo card?
I did not have 2 safeties on my bingo card. Didn't have 1 safety on the bingo card tonight.
Wow.
It was kind of a low ball to Kopecky. I mean, it was fieldable. I mean, it wasn't a horrible snap, but it was kind of low and just went through his legs, between his legs, and then tried to recover. Go ahead, Blake. Look at something.
The Melissa Coach
Nally.
Coach Nally and the ref was getting into it all the way out about at the 25-yard line, about halfway out on the field. I had no idea what that was about, though, but it was very interesting.
Wow, what a moment at Choctaw Stadium. The game is tied 9-9, so we have 2 touchdowns for each team and a safety for each team. That's how we get to 9.
Wow. Yeah, the ball went through Kopecky's legs, and Kopecky, he didn't look like he was in a hurry to go down for it. And I thought, man, if he tries to go down for it and gets hit, that ball's going to get away from him. It could be recovered by Melissa, but he jumped on it and lived to see another day and got the 2 points.
When he picked it up, he kind of spun. I don't think he expected the rush to be right there on him.
Yeah.
And he thought he had a chance to kick the ball, but he did not.
No,
he did not. Melissa was all over him.
So, wow, 2 free kicks here tonight. Let's see. Because as a result of safeties.
Guys, I'm having a hard time with Diego Varela. Has he changed jersey numbers? I think that's Varela.
That does not look like 85, though.
It is 19 is Diego Varela, not 85. So there is a difference there.
On the chart, it has 85, though.
On the roster, he's 19. So that is Varela.
Okay.
And he'll be kicking this one away from his own 20-yard line. It's a deep kick on the move backwards, and returning the kick is going to be Clark Packard. And he'll return it across the 30 at about the 33-yard line. 34-yard line is where they'll spot the ball. And Melissa will start there from their own 34 with 11:04 on the clock here in quarter number 2. A tie ball game, 9-9. Wow.
Wow, yeah. Who called that one?
Not I.
I don't think anyone had 9-9 on a bingo card tonight or anything. Like, that's 3 field goals to most of us. And we would have never expected
Yeah, if you told me 9 points, I'd be like, okay, it must have been a battle of field goal kickers.
Yeah.
So here comes Melissa out on offense from their own 34, moving right to left, handoff. Adejokin not doing anything right there as he'll be pushed back. Forward progress will lose him a yard. It'll be second down and 11 from the 33-yard line.
First time we've seen Adejokin not get much as Dylan Brown-Turner, linebacker, came in to get him.
Here's Adejokin again. He had a seam through the left side for just a moment, but it was quickly closed up by that South Oak Cliff Golden Bear defense. Cortland Kidd, one of them. 3-yard gain takes it to the 36-yard line. Big third down and 8 right here for Melissa. As the officials.
I think he's about to come over and say the same thing to the South Oak Cliffs band as well.
Oh, my goodness. Are we getting a warning on the band on this? No, well, he looked at him, and then that was it. What happened there?
Well, he looked. I think they knew he was coming up there, and so the band director for South Oak Cliff stopped it.
So are they getting in trouble for playing too loud? Because that's all they were doing right there.
That just got South Oak Cliff's crowd into the game.
That got them mad.
Everybody's at full throat. Dropping backs, heaving it deep down the field is Ham, and it's incomplete. It's going to be fourth down, and Sock goes nuts.
I think that's fired up South Oak Cliff.
Wow. Yeah, that might have backfired on what the officials wanted right there. They tried to calm them down to get them to be quiet, and it made things much louder.
Yeah, an out pattern over to the receiver, Melissa, and Ham just completely overshot. Was that Packard, I believe?
Yes, it was Packard.
So that possession only took 59 seconds. And now Aiden Pinter will punt it away. He'll stand at his own 22-yard line. It's a good snap. The punt is a high wobbly kick, not a long one. It's going to bounce at the 41 and take maybe a couple of yards and be down at the 39-yard line. So Sock on their own side of the field with 9:56 left to go in quarter number 2.
Well, Melissa's defense comes out this last possession. They really started to figure out the game plan here for South Oak Cliff as far as their running game. And probably going to be the same thing. South Oak Cliff may have to throw this ball a few times just to kind of keep the defense honest.
1st and 10, left to right. South Oak Cliff in their gray jerseys and gold numerals. Snap back, wanting to throw, heaving it deep down the field. Over his shoulder, he can't make the catch. And that was a long strike. And I believe it's intended receiver right there. Oh my gosh, I think that was Davian Ennis.
Yeah.
And it falls incomplete. Ennis made a great attempt at a Willie Mays type catch right over his head. But again, it's another penalty against Melissa that'll bump it up 5 yards here. They got him offsides and threw the deep ball. So it's 1st and 5 for South Oak Cliff. Left to right from the 45. Handoff, right side, Javon Thomas swung down hard. And again, now there's some extracurricular on the field. One shove, and getting a talking to right now is Alex Secreto, as the official said, hey, simmer it down a little bit. Let's keep it under control. 2nd down and 5 coming up for South Oak Cliff.
Trying to get it to Javon Thomas, one of the other running backs. They've used now 3 running backs, Tedrick Williams, Danny Green, now Javon Thomas. The A&M commit. Trying to break it outside, nowhere to go.
Danny Green, and this is going to be a quick pass by Little over the middle, and it's going to be caught. On the reception there for South Oak Cliff is Joshua Manley. That's good for a first down. Manley, 5'10", 175-pound senior. They'll move the sticks into Melissa territory now at the 44-yard line.
Great pass by William Little. That slant across the middle, caught him in stride, little sidearm down the left side.
Handoff right side, slipping through for just a little bit is Danny Green to the 41-yard line. A gain of about 3. 9-9, we're tied up here in the second quarter, 8:46 on the clock.
Again, South Oak Cliff trying to grind this out. Trying to keep that – they probably want to keep that Melissa offense off the field as much as possible as well.
Second down, here's Little handing off. Not much doing there. Caught at the line of scrimmage, I believe, is Javon Thomas again. And he'll check out of the game.
Jackson Ford, the nose guard.
That's Green, rather, on the carry.
And Jackson Ford, the nose guard, playing on the defensive end. Plays on nose guard on our charts, but plays a little bit defensive end as well. Able to make that tackle.
Third down and about 6 to go here for South Oak Cliff. Left to right in Melissa territory at the 40-yard line. Little, a handoff right side, breaking free for a moment. Look out to the 30, a first down run. And out of bounds is Tedrick Williams on his second carry of the night. The first one didn't go so well. That one went very well.
Tedrick Williams kind of running downhill. He's probably one of the fastest ones on this team at 5'9", 180 pounds.
He played backup quarterback a year ago. Stays in the game here at tailback. William Little claps at the offensive line, the big offensive line. Trying to ride that offensive line. The Hogs right here. William, handoff. Again, Williams. He's going to bounce it out to the right side, looking for some room. Steps out of bounds. Hit late out of bounds, perhaps. South Oak Cliff wanted a late hit. It was very, very borderline. I don't think it was a late hit, but
they've been letting them play. There's no way the officials are going to call that the way they've been calling this game with the pushing and shoving after the play.
That was Gunnar Wilson. And that's Gunnar, G-A-N-N-A-R, not Gunter, as we're so accustomed to in North Texas. Second down and 10, left to right, South Oak Cliff. Danny Green into the game at tailback. He'll get the carry, a stiff arm, slips out of a defender, and finally brought down at about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, they're working that right side of the line now. Over right tackle, Jordan Rowe on that right tackle spot.
Big third down. Big.
The scoreboard says third down and 14, and now they switch it. That's why you never look at the scoreboard. Always look at the down markers. 3rd and 5 here. Big down for South Oak Cliff from the Melissa 21-yard line. Little wants it. He gets it. He hands off up the middle, fighting for yardage. Can't get there. Maybe a yard back to the 20-yard line. And again, it's ground, and pound. And I believe that was Javon Thomas, or was it Williams? It was Thomas on the carry. He's just been bottled up. We've got an injury timeout down on the field. We're going to take a quick timeout while we have the injury. We'll be right back right after this.
Serving the Allen area since 1962. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath won't sell it if we can't service it. We have the names you trust: Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances, plus Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses, along with Whirlpool and Maytag washers and dryers. We finance and deliver. Our showroom is located at 102 West Main Street in Allen. Details online at rodenbaughs.com. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
Welcome back. The injured player walking on his own power off the field, Hayden Solomon. He's the defensive end for Melissa. And now it is 4th down for South Oak Cliff. And it appears like Varala is going to attempt a field goal here. And they'll spot it at the 27-yard line. A 37-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Diego Varela. And now some barking by Tedrick Williams at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down and 4. Snap back, it's on the tee. The kick is up. It looks long enough. It looks good enough. And Diego Varela has untied the game on a 37-yard field goal from the right hash. And South Oak Cliff takes the lead, 12-9 at Choctaw Stadium, Justin.
Well, like I say, if you told me it was 12-9, again, I would have thought it was like 4 field goals hit. But this is a slug-out game. It's kind of, I don't say it's sloppy. It's just not a lot of passing. It's just grinded out on the ground, and yards are tough to come. And special teams, you said in the pregame, are going to be key.
Yeah, this is one of those old-fashioned football games. Run, run, run. Here we go. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Serving the 1962. Rodenbaugh's Flooring, America Kitchen, Bed and Bath won't sell it if we can't service it. We have the names you trust. Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances, plus Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses, along with Whirlpool and Maytag washers and dryers. We finance and deliver. Our showroom is located at 102 West Main Street in Allen. Details online at rodenbaughs.com. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
12-9 our score at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Monty Walker, along with Justin White, Blake Burnett, thanks for joining us tonight. Millennium Sports Productions. South Oak Cliff to bang this one away. It's a high kick by Varela. Going to be taken at the 10-yard line on the far side, coming right to left. And finally brought down near the 30-yard line, or perhaps closer to the 25, is where Melissa will return it to. And they'll spot it at the 26-yard line. So it was a 9-play drive for South Oak Cliff that began at their own 40-yard line and ended on a 37-yard field goal by Diego Varela. And that unties our score, where South Oak Cliff has a 12-9 lead. Quickly, Melissa, handoff up the middle. Adejokin to the 34-yard line.
Adejokin just straight up the gut.
That is Nathan Adejokin.
He's a load, 6 foot, 210-pound junior. Several juniors on this team.
Ball at the 27. Handoff right side. Adejokin spins out of a tackle. He's got 2-3 yards. Up to the 33-yard line. Third down, rather, coming up. It's 3rd and 2. And this is a pretty big play, Justin. In your own territory, at your own 33, facing a 3rd and 2. This is a big play.
Uh-oh.
And a trick play. Snap back to Adejokin, and he got the first down. It was a trick play where Ham looked to the sideline, and they snapped it back to Adejokin.
It had me and Blake fooled. Yeah. I thought, oh, no, he's not expecting it.
And that's a new set of downs. Adejokin again, he slipped through for just a moment for about 5 yards, crossing the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it was 3rd down, and Ham was looking at the sideline, and Adejoku got the snap and ran up the middle. I thought maybe it was, again, a broken play, but was able to get enough for the first down, and then Adejokin back to work.
Clark Packard checks in the game for Adejokin. He'll be in the backfield, along with Trevor Ham on 2nd down and 6. And Ham looks to the sideline again. And every time they do that now, I have to wonder, hey, are they just going to snap it back to Packard? 2nd down and 6. Wanting to throw his Ham. Slings it down sidearm left side, and that's going to be incomplete. It went off the back of the cornerback, and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was Jacob Kusing. And I believe that might have been Jamarian Clark in coverage there, and it just went off his hip.
Yeah, Clark didn't turn around, and Cusano almost able to turn around and make the catch if it wasn't for Clark hitting off the back.
3rd down and 6. Wanting to throw again is Ham. He steps up in the pocket. Now he's sacked at the 40-yard line. Fourth down for Melissa as South Oak Cliff flexes their muscles as they get off the pile. It's going to be 4th and about 8 after the loss.
It was probably a good thing he didn't throw the ball because there was 2 receivers downfield, and both of them recovered in a safety as well back there for good measure. Thought maybe he could have ran the ball. He had a little space in front of him, but just held on to it too long before the pocket finally collapsed on him.
4:12 on the clock here at Choctaw Stadium. Punt time for Melissa. Aiden Pinter stands at his own 25-yard line. The snap is a good one. It's a high kick, very short kick, maybe off the side of his foot. Going to bounce at the 48-yard line, take a Melissa hop, but goes into the bench. And South Oak Cliff's going to have great field position, 5 yards shy of midfield, heading left to right.
Well, the good thing for South Oak Cliff is, Melissa's defense has played pretty well, so they can maybe afford to give up that field position. South Oak Cliff needs to try to capitalize on it.
South Oak Cliff had a 51-yard touchdown run by Danny Green and then punted and then had a safety on a punt and then a 37-yard field goal by Diego Varala. And here is Little throwing it out, screen pass tipped up in the air and could have been dangerous. It was intended for his H-back coming out of the backfield, which was Jaquan Green, and it falls incomplete. It went off his left hand and up in the air, and anytime that happens, it could be picked off. That one hit the ground. Yeah,
trying to get to the H-back, almost like trying to dump it off to the fullback, and he's just not used to maybe catching passes, and luckily it just ricocheted onto the ground.
12-9, South Oak Cliff in the lead over Melissa. 3:53 left to go before the half. Handoff up the middle is Danny Green, 3 yards. And now a late flag comes in. And we'll have to check to see what this one is.
I wonder if that's going to be on Breon Ramsey Brooks. He pushed a man about the time the whistle went down, or blew.
That's going to be a personal foul against South Oak Cliff. Hang around for our Roden Boss Flooring America Bed and Bath halftime show. We're going to have an interview with Jason Todd by Justin, who will be heading down there momentarily. We'll also have an interview with Principal Willie Johnson from Dallas ISD. 3rd down and a long way to go now. And you got to, in order to pick up a first down here, you need to get to left center field, pick up some nachos, put some jalapenos on there. You got about 22 yards on this 3rd down attempt. Left to right, South Oak Cliff. Little is going to hand off up the middle. Danny Green is hit hard but spins out of that tackle at the 40-yard line. Not enough, nearly enough, anywhere close to enough for a first down. It'll be punt time for South Oak Cliff from their own 41-yard line.
I think Coach Nally's calling timeout.
And we will take a quick one, too. We'll be right back right after this.
Founded in 1990, the DeBerry Funeral Directors, located at 2025 West University Drive in Denton, offer traditional services to cremations or anything in between. The Bill DeBerry family provide ongoing pre-planning and pre-need services, making the life transition smoother. Details are available online at DeBerryFuneralDirectors.com.
4th down and 14 for South Oak Cliff. And it will be Carter Kopecky back to punt this one away from his. He'll stand at his own 30. Line of scrimmage is the 41. Not a lot of distance there. Snap back, punt is away. A high wobbly kick, maybe off the side of his foot, bounces at the 34-yard line and takes a South Oak Cliff bounce towards their bench at the 37-yard line. So again, not horrible field position for South Oak Cliff, or for Melissa rather, as they'll head right to left. 3:12 left to go here in quarter number 2. 12-9, South Oak Cliff in the lead.
You know, we hadn't seen Melissa try to throw downfield very much, except for been a couple of plays, but it's been mostly Adejoku running the ball. So I wonder at what point they'll try to maybe take another shot downfield.
It's 1st and 10 And Melissa wants to get on the board here before the half. South Oak Cliff's going to get it to start the second half, and this is going to be a quarterback keeper as Trevor Ham pulled it out of the gut for one of the few times tonight on the read option. That time he should have given it to Adejokun because he lost 3 yards. Back to the 36-yard line. And this is going to be Adejokun getting the carry this time. Not much, maybe to the 39.
Yeah, I think in that case, South Oak Cliff wants Ham to become a runner.
So we're going to send Justin down to try to find Coach Todd. 3rd down and 9. Ham wants to throw, deep ball, right side, wide open and intercepted. South Oak Cliff's David Spruells picks it out of the sky at the 31-yard line. And they'll have the ball back with 2:25 left to go in the half.
Spruells just playing center field there, read Ham's eyes the whole way. And when Ham threw it, David Spruells was in perfect position to go up for the interception. Great play for Sauk, but for Melissa, it just works like a punt.
Yeah, but they were intending to score, I think, right there. They were at least hoping to, and now the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears are going to have a shot maybe here with 2:25 left to go. Of course, they're a ground and pound grinded offense, not generally a quick strike offense, but it's 1st down and 10 here from their own 30-yard line. This will be a handoff, and again, not much doing there as Tavon Williams will gain a yard. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
One of these quarterbacks for South Oak Cliff or Melissa is going to have to make a play in the second half.
And one of them needs perhaps to do it with their feet.
Yes.
I know Ham tried that a moment ago with the read option, but he was murdered behind the line of scrimmage. At some point, you would think that would open up. 2nd down and a long 8. Little wants it, gets it. He rolls out right, wanting to throw. And it's going to be almost intercepted, and I believe it is. It's picked off by Melissa. A sliding catch by Josh Nichols.
And it was one heck of a catch, diving from his strong safety position right in front of the receiver, who was Jeremiah Cawley for South Oak Cliff, to get the interception.
So all of a sudden, back and forth we go. It's 12-9, South Oak Cliff in the lead, but there's a 1:44 left to go before the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Bed and Bath halftime show. And Melissa wants to score here. And this has become a defensive battle a little bit, Blake.
It really is a defensive slugfest. Whoever can stop the run the best, and then when they force the other offense to pass the ball, they are making turnovers, back-to-back interceptions on back-to-back passes.
You wanted quarterbacks to make plays, neither one of them on either situation there. Handoff Adejokun, and nothing doing there. A great play to be trapped in the backfield by South Oak Cliff's Dylan Brown Turner. And it'll be 2nd down and 9, 1 yard on that one. 12-9, South Oak Cliff in the lead, but Melissa knocking on the door. Handoff Adejokun again, and he's hammered at the line of scrimmage. A big play right there.
Big hit.
And that is Cortland Kidd on the stop. 5'10", 280. The senior said, hello. It's 3rd down and 10, or 3rd down and 8, rather. Ham moves Adejokun to his left side. Snap back, he gets it. Adejokun hit hard again. Knocked down after a yard or two inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. And this is a big decision on a 4th down coming up here for Melissa.
That was big Billy Walton from his defensive end position making the hit on Nathan Adejokun.
We're under a minute. We're about 30 seconds. Ham wants to throw. Straight drop back. Wants to throw. Now he's going to tuck it. Under pressure. Rolls out left. Going to tuck it. Now he drops back behind the line of scrimmage. Throws it towards the end zone. That was going to be intercepted again. In the end zone and brought down in the end zone. There's exactly 24 seconds.
There is a flag from where he threw the ball. I wonder if it's roughing the passer.
I think he was across the line of scrimmage, perhaps.
Okay.
We'll have to see. It could be either way, but it was intercepted in the end zone. by South Oak Cliff, and I think that was Taylor Starling who picked it off.
And you were right. He was past the line of scrimmage, and South Oak Cliff declined the penalty, and it was Taylor Starling with the interception.
So here we go. Another turnover on downs. We're seeing all kinds of stuff here in the first half.
It just got crazy the last 3 minutes of this first half. There's only 24 seconds left. I see South Oak Cliff just running the ball. They get the ball at half. They're up by 3 at 12-9 right now. Just run the ball and get to halftime.
In the last 2 minutes, we've had 3 interceptions in this football game. David Spruells of South Oak Cliff, Josh Nichols of Melissa, and now Taylor Starling of South Oak Cliff. There's 24 seconds left to go in the half. And Coach Jason Todd is wanting an explanation on something with the officials.
I think he's saying he should get the ball at the 25-yard line, but I don't know how that penalty might have been, Melissa, it could have been replay 4th down if he accepted it, but it showed they declined it, so they would only get the ball at the 20. That'd be the only thing that would make sense for Coach Todd to be asking the officials right now. And the refs are huddled up about the 32-yard line talking about it.
Justin White has made his way down on the sideline. And when he grabs Coach Todd, we'll just let him go on. So they're getting the explanation now, and apparently they're going to move. What are we doing here? We're moving the ball up to the 30?
It should only be the 25.
They're spotting the ball at the 29-yard line, which I have no idea. But everybody seems to be okay with it.
Yeah.
And when Justin is ready to have Coach Todd, we'll just let him pop on whenever he's ready. So South Oak Cliff, Little wants to pass, drops back 3 steps, hammers it deep down the right side, and it's overshot his intended receiver, and it falls incomplete. And that was intended for Davion Ennis.
And he's a speedster for South Oak Cliff. He had his man beat. The safety came over and made a great play for Melissa, but the ball just let him out of bounds, so he couldn't make a contested catch there.
And that leaves 18.7 seconds. Little wants it. 2nd down. This is going to be a handoff and a big hole up the middle. And I believe that's Green, who will have a 1st down at the 40, but 12.2 on the clock.
Coach Todd called a timeout for South Oak Cliff.
Well, we'll talk about it a little bit here. And, man, what a game we have here right before the half. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Bed and Bath halftime show is coming up. Again, in a moment, we'll have an interview with Jason Todd by Justin White. And that interview will be brought to you by Dallas ISD. While we have a delay in action, let's go ahead and tell you that tonight's game is being broadcast live at TexasSportsProduction.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank our broadcast sponsors, Build-A-Berry Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Homes of Fairview, booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now on Amazon, and Harris Ratings Weekly of Corinth. It's 1st down and 10 for South Oak Cliff as they move left to right from their own 41-yard line. There's only 12.2 seconds left to go before the half. And Little wants it, drops back 3 steps, hammers it deep down right side again, going out of bounds and trying to come back in and make the catch as his receiver but he went out of bounds and then came back in. I don't see a signal of.
They said incomplete.
Did they say incomplete?
They
okay,
said
it's incomplete. So that takes us down to 6.6 seconds left to go in the half.
That was Miles Johnson on that throw from William Tittle. Miles Johnson he ran out of bounds on his own about the 40-yard line and then caught it out of bounds about the 20-yard line. It was a great throw, just let him out of bounds. So if Tittle can lead him inbounds, he might have scored there.
Yeah, another timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick one. We'll be right back right after this.
Nelson Law Group, PC, located at 700 Parker Square, Suite 134 in Flower Mound, offers assistance with family, business law, and estate planning services. Attorney Brett Nelson has over 25 years' experience, and you can reach him at 972-808-7227 or online at nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
Welcome back. The teams have not made their way back out on the field. It's 12-9, South Oak Cliff over Melissa. 6.6 seconds left to go before the half. We'll see what Coach Jason Todd has up his sleeves right here, Blake Burnett.
I mean, with 6 seconds left, I just feel like even if you run it to really get in field goal range, there's not enough time. I see a Hail Mary coming or a bunch of laterals, the schoolyard fun stuff they call it.
Two receivers to the left, one down here at the bottom, and that's going to be a false start. As it's pretty loud, the receiver on the far side went early.
And he went 5 yards early before the official threw the flag.
Yeah, he was running a streak, that's for sure. And that is Joshua Manley, 5'10", 175 senior, 16 catches, 292 yards on the year. But he went a little early. I think it's pretty loud down there. But you got to watch the ball. So it's now 2nd down and 15 left to right. South Oak Cliff. Melissa in a prevent defense with 5 defenders way back, now 6. This will be a handoff. Up the middle and fighting for yardage. Not much doing there. That's going to be the end of the first half. We are now headed to the Rodenbaugh Flooring America Bed and Bath halftime show. And Coach Todd is upset with one of his players there. Coach, we're going to hear from him in just a moment. He's talking to an official right now. Justin's going to try to grab him as he's walking off the side, and they're heading off the field right now. 12-9, our halftime score here at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Is this what you thought it was going to be? Well,
I can say I did. I thought high scoring and defense would have been big in the second half, but it's been the opposite of that so far.
Hey guys, I got Coach Todd here. Hey, Coach, your defense is playing lights out as usual. How do you get the offense going?
I mean, it's a good team. We up right now. We just got to find a way to see a 48-minute football game. We're going to go and adjust some stuff at halftime and come out and hopefully put this ball in the end zone and start third quarter.
Good luck in second half, Coach. Thanks.
That's an interview with head coach Jason Todd of South Oak Cliff, brought to you by Dallas ISD. Again, we'd like to thank you for listening to tonight's broadcast. South Oak Cliff and Melissa with the Golden Bears up 12-9 here. Tonight's game is being broadcast at TexasSportsProduction.com by Millennium Sports. Millennium Sports wishes to thank all of our broadcast sponsors: Bill DeBerry Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group, PC, Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now on Amazon, and the Harris Ratings of Corinth.
I got Coach Nally here. Coach, same thing I asked Coach Todd. Your defense is playing lights out. How do you get the offense going here in the second half?
You have to it's about players now. It's not about plays. So we got to make sure that we're getting our dynamic players the ball.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Great job, Justin. Justin White. Great job, Justin White. Blake Burnett here. Monty Walker. We're at Choctaw Stadium. We're at the Rodenbaugh Flooring America Bed and Bath halftime show. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll go over some scoring summaries. We'll have stats for you. We'll have scoreboard for you from around the area. We'll have an interview with Principal Dr. Willie Johnson, Dallas ISD. And again, we'll have our scoreboard. So hang tight. It's your Rodenbaugh Flooring America Bed and Bath and halftime show. We'll be right back.
Serving the Allen area since 1962. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath won't sell it if we can't service it. We have the names you trust: Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances, plus Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses, along with Whirlpool and Maytag washers and dryers. We finance and deliver. Our showroom is located at 102 West Main Street in Allen. Details online at rodenbaughs.com. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
Founded in 1990, the DeBerry Funeral Directors, located at 2025 West University Drive in Denton, offer traditional services to cremations or anything in between. The Bill DeBerry family provide ongoing pre-planning and pre-need services, making the life transition smoother. Details are available online at DeBerryFuneralDirectors.com.
Nelson Law Group, PC, located at 700 Parker Square, Suite 134 in Flower Mound, offers assistance with family, business law, and estate planning services. Attorney Brett Nelson has over 25 years' experience, and you can reach him at 972-808-7227 or online at nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
Dallas ISD offers more school choice options than any other school or district in the city. Explore them all at dallasisd.org/discover. Your one-stop shop to browse and select the right opportunity for your child. The application deadline is January 31st, so visit dallasisd.org/discover and apply today. The choice is yours. Turn your kids' options into opportunities.
Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker, along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. Thank you for joining us. Texas Sports Productions, Millennium Sports Productions, Studio 42. Let's go over the scoring drive recap here in the first half. It's been a defensive battle, and these are two pretty high octane offenses, especially Melissa. They come in here really putting the points on the board. They have averaged 45.5 points per game. They're held to 9 here by South Oak Cliff. Quite a feat by the Golden Bears. If you kind of figure up, and if you're a stat nerd like I am, you kind of figure out by points given up, points allowed by both teams, and put those numbers, shake them up, stir them, blend them, put them in a pot, boil them, see what comes out. You would have South Oak Cliff winning this game 37-32 when you do that. I don't know that we're going to get to 37-32 tonight based on the scoreboard.
And based on the quarterback stats in the first half, I've never just seen a defense, both teams, take away the quarterback and teams that like to pass the ball. It's not like these teams just run a slot tee or a wing tee and they run the ball and the quarterback just hands the ball off. They are trying to throw, and both quarterbacks are under 30 yards at the half.
Do you think either team here would take a healthy Austin Haley right now? Is that pushing it maybe a little bit?
I think the speed of the game may be a little different than what Austin Haley's used to.
Let's talk about the scoring drive recaps. Melissa got it first. South Oak Cliff won the coin toss. They elected to defer. It didn't take very long for points to be put on the board as 3 plays and South Oak Cliff had a safety. It was 2-0 Sauk with 11:13 left to go as Melissa quarterback Trevor Ham tried to throw it as he was going down, being sacked in the end zone. They ruled it a safety, and it was 2-0. South Oak Cliff in the lead. And then South Oak Cliff, when they got the football, they didn't take very long to score either. On the second play on offense for the Golden Bears, Danny Green went 51 yards for the score to cap off the 53-yard drive. And that made it 9-0 with 10:23 left to go in quarter number one. Melissa took the ball at their own 25-yard line, and they drove 9 plays and 75 yards and cashed in on a 3-yard touchdown by their running back, Nathan Adejokin. And that made it 9-7 at the 7:45 mark in the first. And then we started to get a little bit of a defensive battle. South Oak Cliff punted. Melissa drove, 8 plays, attempted a 27-yard field goal, but it was blocked. That gave the ball back to South Oak Cliff with 57 seconds left to go in the first. And that ended on a punt, which is a safety because it was a bad snap. And so both teams had a safety at that point. And that tied the game 9-9 with an 11:09 left to go in the second quarter. Melissa's next possession ended in a punt after only 4 plays. South Oak Cliff took the ball at the 10:05 mark from their own 40-yard line. They drove down to the 20 on 9 plays and cashed in on a 37-yard field goal by Diego Varala, which made it 12-9. It broke the tie with 6:21 left to go in quarter number 2. But after that, it was defense, defense, defense. Melissa had to punt. South Oak Cliff had to punt. And then we went into the interception gate as David Spruells intercepted it for South Oak Cliff. On the very next possession, Josh Nichols of Melissa intercepted William Little's pass. And then Melissa threw an interception where Taylor Starling took it away. And then South Oak Cliff finally finished the first half by trying everything they could do to get in the end zone with just a little bit of time remaining before time finally got them. And here we are at the half, and it's 12-9. And I don't think that was on anybody's bingo card.
No, that wasn't. You know, when I had a chance to talk to Coach Nally, he's frustrated, I think. And I don't know if it's with the officials or just the way his team's playing, but he's definitely frustrated. This is, like he said, it's going to be a time where players need to execute now.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to visit with Dr. Willie Johnson, the principal. And that's going to be a great interview. You won't want to miss that. You're on the Roden Boss Flooring America Bed and Bath halftime show. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Since 1963, the Harris Ratings Weekly has provided Texas high school football coaches and fans complete rating services, including the power ratings for all UIL football teams, from 2A to 6A, with the top 10 rankings and the point differentials for each game each week. For more information, call Harris Ratings Weekly and Van Harris at 940-498-5176. That's 940-498-5176. And they're online at harrisratings.com. Harris Ratings Weekly, another proud supporter of Millennium Sports football broadcasts.
Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath of Allen is your kitchen upgrade headquarters, featuring top-rated brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Whirlpool, and beautiful Cambria quartz countertops for the bedroom, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic beds. A must-see. Rodenbaugh's flooring such as hand-scraped hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and tile. Find details online at rodenbaughs.com or in our showroom at 102 West Main Street in Allen. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
Since 1979, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco has served the finest barbecue. Hutchins Pitmasters slow cook to enhance the flavors Texans love. Brisket, turkey, sausage, and chicken plus all the fixins. Hutchins Barbecue is located at 9225 Preston Road, open Wednesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Let the fun begin.
Welcome back. We're at the half. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh Flooring America Bed and Bath halftime show. We have a special guest in the booth with us, Dr. Willie Johnson, principal at South Oak Cliff High School. Welcome. We visited a year ago at the Star, I believe.
Yes, it's always good to be back because that lets us know that we're doing the right thing. We're where we need to be.
You know, this is a chance to get, to let you brag on South Oak Cliff and all things Dallas ISD. There's a lot to brag about right now.
It is. And first of all, before we start talking about our football prowess, let's just talk about what our young men are doing in the classroom. Most of them have a GPA north of 2.5, and that's a team GPA. And so we're proud about our academic prowess and things going on academically at the school.
So talk about your school and what is it that sets you apart, with your academics?
Well, we're always depicted as athletic, but our students perform academically. As you see, we have over about 200 athletes in the football program. And when you have a 2.5 and above, that means that we're doing something pretty good. They get their books, they go to study hall, so they are connected on the field and off.
How much success does the success on the field carry over into other aspects of the school, not only in athletics, but does it flood over into academics and the band and other extracurriculars?
Oh, definitely. Most students, they come to school to participate in something. They don't come because we have a great algebra program or biology program.
No.
But once they develop their confidence on the field, it transfers to the classroom. And that's the key. That's the carrot. And once they perform and they get connected on the athletic field, where there's all auxiliaries, like our band's playing right now, once they perform well and gain that confidence in that area, of course, then we hold them accountable academically to a certain standard. And once they develop that confidence, we don't have to. Yeah, it's there on their own.
I think it may be beyond confidence now. There's a little bit of a swagger going on.
Of course, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're in Southern Dallas. That's what we do.
That's awesome.
We expect to be here every year. We expect. I told you last year we'll be back.
Yeah, you were right.
And hopefully we end as we did last year.
It's
a pretty good game today.
It is. It's a defensive game.
It is.
These are really two good offensive teams, and we've got to see. Did you have two? We talked about. Did anybody have two safeties on their bingo card tonight?
Not at all. Not at all. But I tell you what, we have a second half, and we do well in the second half. Kind of the same as it was last week. We got kind of started a little slow, but we have number 0 out there on that field.
Yeah.
It don't take but one.
That's right. Talk a little bit about basketball. You were a basketball coach here also. Is that right? Talk about that.
I was a teacher and coach at South Oak Cliff for 10 or 11 years prior to leaving and becoming an administrator across the district. Now I'm coming back, so I'm back home, and it feels good.
So do you miss coaching?
Oh, I'm still coaching.
Are you okay?
Right, I'm still coaching. But, yeah, I miss coaching. Matter of fact, administration is almost like coaching. You're working with teachers, you're working with students. You're setting expectations, and you're supporting them. And so we do the same thing on the field. It's the same process. It's just a different arena. But, yes, I miss the ball. But I'm always around. You see I'm on the sideline, and that's what I do. I love the environment and the atmosphere.
Let's talk about this guy a little bit. I got to see him down on the field a little bit prior to the game. Coach Todd, he's such a big part of this whole thing.
Oh, Coach Todd is integral. And matter of fact, when I was at Lincoln, assistant principal, when we went to state finals and lost in overtime. So I was assistant principal. He was a defense coordinator. So we've been together for quite a while. And so it's he's just a successful coach. And he turned the program. Now the program, Emmett did a great job of turning the program. But again, he won the state championship.
Yeah, they start putting statues of you around town when you start winning state championships and stuff.
Oh yeah, and we expect quite a few. Right. Well, we expect to win one this year. Now, I'm like you said, we'll have a little swagger, but the expectations are high.
Yeah, and they should be. This is a really good program, really good football team led by a great head coach.
It is, and it's a little different when I was coaching football back inside. Yeah, we struggled to win 5 to 6 games. Yeah. Now look at us now.
You know, it's quite impressive. You know, your band is impressive. We were,
they won a Grammy last year.
Really?
Yes, they did. They won a Grammy last year, and so like I said, we expect to perform again well on the field, and we expect to perform well academically. So, we just going to let it hang out there. We're very talented, and we want our students to demonstrate that talent, but there's an expectation.
Let's talk about this facility. I've been here a lot, but never to a football game. I don't know if
this is different. I used to come for a baseball game. Yeah. It's different, but it's the same field. Once we kick it off, hey, it is.
It's kind of like Hoosiers, where you show your kids, you measure the field. Hey, it's the same. It's the exact same.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what's out in the surrounding. It's the same.
Exactly.
I tell you what, your kids really take to the moment, and I've been really impressed when the moment arrives for the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears football team. They really capture that moment and step up to the plate.
I think that's a reflection of the coaches as well. Our students are well coached. Our coaches are well versed. They prepare our kids for everything. The interviews. They just polish our kids, and they do a very good job with our students. And so they understand the moment. Coach Todd talks about the moment. And this is the time to shine. And so that's what you're going to see.
The South Oak Cliff principal, Willie Johnson, we really enjoyed you being here again and talking with you. Let's do it again maybe a couple of weeks down the road.
Definitely.
Let's do
it.
Definitely.
I'm looking forward to AT&T.
There you go.
All right.
That's Dr. Willie Johnson. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh Flooring America Bed and Bath Halftime Show. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Founded in 2008, Joseph Paul Homes of Fairview, Texas, builds true luxury homes custom designed by Joseph Vastano. Joseph Paul Homes builds all the way from Preston Hollow to Salina, featuring a unique designer's touch in each new home. Details are available at josephpaulhomes.com and on the Joseph Paul Homes Facebook page. The Vastano family proudly supports our local youth in their academic, athletic, and extracurricular endeavors.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound offers assistance with contract law, partnerships, and civil litigation. Brett Nelson is client-centered and maintains excellent communication to assist his clients best reaching their goals. Nelson Law can be reached at 972-808-7227 or online at nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
Millennium Sports hopes you enjoy this presentation of Bright Lights Game of the Week Football 2021. If you or family, your business, school organization, or church would like to support your team's quest to be best and share history, then contact John Froh, president of Millennium Sports, at 214-642-7003 or email jmfro@att.net. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back. Monty Walker along with Justin White and Blake Burnett. We're about ready for some stats. The stat board. Blake Burnett taking over. Oh, hang on. There you go.
Most of the stats tonight are on the rushing side of the football for both offenses. I'll get this one out of the way because it drives me crazy. The two teams combined have 3 completed passes to their team and 3 completed passes to the which were interceptions to the other team. I've never seen that stat before. So we'll start with the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. William Little, quarterback, 2 of 6, 29 yards and an interception. Tedrick Williams, 3 carries for 12 yards. Danny Green, 12 carries for 105 yards and a touchdown. And Javon Thomas has 5 carries for -4 yards. The Melissa Cardinals defense has Javon Thomas bottled up tonight. Joshua Manley has 1 catch for 15 yards, and Corinthian Coleman has 1 catch for 14 yards for the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. The difference in the game right now is a Diego Varela 39-yard field goal. Melissa had a field goal attempt, but it was blocked. And now we'll get to the defensive stats for South Oak Cliff. Malik Muhammad, the Texas commit, was the one who blocked the field goal for South Oak Cliff. He also adds 2 tackles. Keith Smith, 4 tackles and a sack. Cortland Kidd, 3 tackles. Billy Walton, 3 tackles. Dylan Brown Turner, 5 tackles. And middle linebacker Brandon Jones has 5 tackles. Abdul Muhammad has 1 tackle for South Oak Cliff. Now for Melissa, Trevor Ham is your leading passer, but not really. 1 for 9 passing, 2 interceptions. That's all the passing in this game. 1 for 9, 2 picks. Come on, guys.
That's not good fantasy numbers.
No, if this was a fantasy football game for quarterbacks, people would be throwing their phones. Nathan Njoku, 21 carries, 114 yards, and a touchdown. Wow. He has been the Melissa Cardinal offense tonight. Jacob Fields, 3 carries for 29 yards, and quarterback Trevor Ham, 3 carries for -3 yards. One of those was a sack, though. And the 1 reception for Melissa is Jacob Cusano, 1 catch for 14 yards. Now the Melissa defense is led by Jason Cave, 3 tackles. Dalton Whitterer, 3 tackles. Caleb Otwoski, 2 tackles. Alex Soreto, 1 tackle. Maya Finnan, 1 tackle. Nigel Smith, 2 tackles and a sack. It came on a big 3rd down. Josh Nichols has an interception. Jackson Ford a tackle. Hayden Solomu a tackle. Gunnar Wilson, free safety, has 5 tackles. And I forgot to mention the 2 interceptions for South Oak Cliff, Taylor Starling and David Farrells.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. And when we come back, we'll go over the scoreboard real quick with Justin. We'll be back right after this.
If you or a friend have experienced a significant life loss, get the booklet Walk Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens. This booklet shares biblical help and is written and designed to help you successfully deal with grief. Walk Through the Valley of Grief is available online at Amazon.com. That's Walk Through the Valley of Grief.
Dallas ISD offers more school choice options than any other school or district in the city. Explore them all at dallasisd.org/discover. Your one-stop shop to browse and select the right opportunity for your child. The application deadline is January 31st, so visit dallasisd.org/discover and apply today. The choice is yours. Turn your kids' options into opportunities.
Since 1963, the Harris Ratings Weekly has provided Texas high school football coaches and fans complete rating services, including the power ratings for all UIL football teams, from 2A to 6A, with the top 10 rankings and the point differentials for each game each week. For more information, call Harris Ratings Weekly and Van Harris at 940-498-5176. That's 940-498-5176. And they're online at harrisratings.com. Harris Ratings Weekly, another proud supporter of Millennium Sports football broadcasts.
Serving the Allen area since 1962. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath won't sell it if we can't service it. We have the names you trust: Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances, plus Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses, along with Whirlpool and Maytag washers and dryers. We finance and deliver. Our showroom is located at 102 West Main Street in Allen. Details online at rodenbaughs.com. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
Welcome back. We're just entering the second half, and here's a great kick return by South Oak Cliff back to midfield. And it'll be spotted a yard inside Melissa territory at the 49-yard line. It's 12-9. South Oak Cliff in the lead over Melissa. Tomorrow, we've got a great broadcast for you tomorrow. Denton Geyer versus Southlake. 1:20 p.m. airtime tomorrow. TexasSportsProductions.com. 11:53, we're just underway here at Choctaw Stadium. 12-9. Monty Walker along with Justin White and Blake Burnett. Thank you for listening tonight. Here's a penalty against Melissa already as we get underway.
I believe it was offsides on the kickoff I believe. Is that right?
Well, that is correct.
How many penalties have we had on special teams tonight?
It seemed like there's quite a bit.
This isn't August, is it?
No.
1st and 10 for South Oak Cliff, left to right. From the 45-yard line of Melissa, high snap, that's going to be brought down. And so is the running back, Danny Green, after about 2 or 3 yards to the, well, they're looking at the 38-yard line. I thought he got further than that, but they'll spot him at the 38.
Yeah,
so a 2-yard gain.
It's pretty much read option this whole time, and again, the ball is very rarely have we seen Little throw the ball. It's been pretty much read option. It's been in the belly of one of his running backs.
2nd down and 8. Snap back, quick screen pass out left side, lots of room. Corinthian Coleman on the catch, and he'll have a first down past the 30 to the 27-yard line. They'll move the sticks.
We South Oak Cliff has not passed the ball much, and maybe something they talked about in the locker room was trying to maybe get the passing game going as they get the quick pass out to Coleman and get an injured player, Melissa player, on the far sideline.
Yeah, that is. He's grabbing his helmet. It looks like maybe, lower extremity. Hopefully not anything serious. 12-9. We're just underway here in the second half as they're attending to the injured Melissa Cardinal over there. But again, a first down and 10 for South Oak Cliff. Is this game what you thought? Or you want to give us some scores?
Yeah, I'll just give a quick score since we got the injury timeout. The game that affects this game is the winner of Argyle Abilene Wiley will play the winner of this game, and they are tied at the fourth quarter, 14-14. That's the Region 1 championship.
Another defensive slugfest there.
Yeah. Let's see. In Region 3, Port Neches Grove leading Fort Bend Marshall 29-21. And then Liberty Hill, team that South Oak Cliff played last year in the state championship, they lead 42-35 in the third quarter over Corpus Christi Flower Bluff.
1st and 10. The players back out on the field. Left to right, South Oak Cliff from the Melissa 28-yard line. Snap back, handoff. And breaking free up the middle for a nice gain is Danny Green on the left hash. And that's a worm burner on the ground for about 6 or 7.
I'll tell you that Jaden Smith-Rowe and I think Laredo Stoker on the left side were plowing defensive linemen ahead, paving the way for running back.
A little hands-off Green again. This time he's met in the backfield and thrown backwards. Well, that was an outstanding play. And I believe that was the outside linebacker, Caleb Oltuski, who made that play. It's a very Green Bay-ish name, Oltuski.
That's a linebacker.
It really is.
Linebacker name.
Oltuski should be, one, very cold, and 2, wearing orange, maybe green and gold, and with long hair.
Yeah.
Very Green Bay Packers, this name.
Clay Matthews.
3rd down and 3. Handoff Green. Fighting for yardage on the left side. Can't escape a great tackle on the edge. Outstanding tackle. And that is Fields, Justin Fields, who made that tackle. Green looked like he was going to be able to bounce it out and get the first down, and it appears like he does that quite often. But not often does he run into Justin Fields there, who makes a great, outstanding tackle. And the ball's going to be spotted at the 20. It's 4th down, and South Oak Cliff appears to be going for it. 4th and 2. 9:31 on the clock here in the third quarter. 12-9, South Oak Cliff in the lead. Danny Green with the carry in the middle of the field. He's going to get the first down. Fighting for yardage and trying to spit out of the back end of that huddle. And can't do it, but he is brought down at the 11. A great effort by Danny Green.
Yeah, he went hit a wall of humanity and just... You saw the pile just like a rugby pile. It just moved and moved, and then we saw a little head almost sneak out the back end. And luckily, a Molesta Cardinal came in there to finish him off and bring him down, but not before he got the first down.
So 1st and 10. Ball moving left to right. 9 minutes exactly on the clock. William Little wants to throw. Screen pass near side. Caught Corinthian Coleman. Can't escape the tackle, however, of Josh Nicholas. But it will be good for about 5 yards to the 7-yard line.
I don't know why they do that maybe more often is the quarterbacks are playing off of the receivers. Get it to one of those quick athletes on the outside and see if they can make a tackle one-on-one.
Little handoff. And I believe that's again Green just spinning vertically, somehow spinning. And he'll make his way to the 5.
That time William Little did a good job of selling the fake as he put it in the gut of Danny Green. And at the mesh point, as soon as Green took off, Little went the other way to kind of sell the fake a little bit more.
Boy, there's a big play right here. 3rd down and 3 for South Oak Cliff. Javon Thomas into the game. He gets the carry up the middle, fighting for yardage to the 3. And that's going to be close to a first down. It'll be 4th down and 1. My goodness.
And just the number of running backs that they can go to. Tedrick Williams, Danny Green, Javon Thomas. 3 running backs that any one of them could break one wide open here.
4th down and 1 for South Oak Cliff with a 12-9 lead with 7:25 left to go in the 3rd. It's a pretty big play right here, boys. 4th and 1. Little with the handoff. Javon Thomas squirts into the end zone. However, there's a flag on the play.
It's going to be a legal formation on South Oak Cliff as they were moving early before the snap.
Ah, yikes.
It was a late flag because I saw it move. And the Melissa linebackers were pointing at the line, but nobody called it. And finally, as the play went, they threw the flag. It was the correct call. It just took a while to get the flag out.
It wipes off a Javon Thomas 3-yard touchdown.
Coach Nally from Melissa was running the 40-yard dash to get the ref's attention during that play as well.
So now the field goal team will come out. And Diego Varela, who already has a 37-yard field goal this evening, will now attempt a 25-yarder.
So that penalty changed their mind.
From the right hash, right-footed kicker, Tedrick Wilson to hold, and now he'll move to the line of scrimmage and say something to the offensive line. He'll get back to a knee. Snap back on the tee. The kick is up very high, and it looks very good, and it is, and South Oak Cliff extends their lead to 15-9 with a 25-yard field goal by Diego Varela. Mr. Kicker, who said it might come down to the kicker tonight? Some old guy up in the booth, I think. We'll be right back.
If you are going through a complex divorce, it is crucial to have a competent lawyer with sound and practical advice. Nelson Law Group of Flower Mound's legal and life experiences will help you through difficult times. Voted best of Denton County since 2015. For a free consultation, go online to nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. 15-9, South Oak Cliff in the lead. 6:51 left to go in the 3rd quarter here at Choctaw.
You know, Blake and I were talking in off air South Oak Cliff really needed that touchdown before they got that penalty to kind of make this a 2-possession ball game. But you take the points where you get them and just kind of, again, like you've done all season, kind of lean on your defense. As the ball blows off the tee.
Got a little bit of a breeze through here. You remember where before they opened up behind home plate, it used to be walled off back there, and the wind, the prairie wind, would come over right field, hit that wall, the windows, and shoot out to right field.
Is that the jet stream?
That's the jet stream.
They always talked about.
And the jet stream now apparently knocked the ball off the tee here at the old ballpark in Arlington. Varela's kick is going to be a deep one to Justin Fields, who'll take it at the 2-yard line. Coming up the right side and being brought down at the 22-yard line. And Melissa will take over there, moving right to left. So first down and 10, right to left, 6:46 on the clock. South Oak Cliff on top, 15-9.
Well, Melissa's going to have to get the ball. I think they're going to have to run the ball here because Ham is having trouble getting it to the receivers.
Adejoku on the carry, right behind right guard. And that'll be a gain of 2 perhaps to the 24-yard line.
But it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they made here at half to get Ham more comfortable in the pocket.
Snap back, and thought it was going to be a keeper for a moment, but Adejoku bounces and spins out of a tackle. For one of the few times tonight, he's able to gain pretty good yardage there, enough for a first past the 32-yard line. Did we have the numbers on Adejoku at the half?
I think it was he had 114 yards on 21 carries.
Well, that's a lot of yards. Here's a hand. Adejoku breaks free here tonight, and he breaks across near the midfield at the 47-yard line. Melissa runs quickly. They really snap it very quickly, and Adejoku will check out of the game right here. Into the game, Clark Packard. And he'll get the carry here. Bounced at the line of scrimmage. It's actually Fields who spins out of 3 tackles. Good for 4 yards. Most backs right there would have been knocked back and down, either at the line of scrimmage or a yard loss. But Justin Fields spun out of a tackle, and there's an injured South Oak Cliff player down at the 49-yard line. Tonight's game is being broadcast live at TexasSportsProductions.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank broadcast sponsors: Bill DeBerry, Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh Flooring America, Kitchen, Bed, and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Homes of Fairview, booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now on Amazon. Harris Ratings Weekly of Corinth. We're at the former ballpark in Arlington, former Globe Life Park, and Choctaw Stadium now is the new name.
Did it feel weird as we walk through the halls, walk through the concourse coming up here? Kind of quiet.
You know, one thing that wasn't quiet through the concourse is South Oak Cliff's band as they were walking through at about 6:30.
Yeah.
They were just their drums beating in the concourse. It was pretty intimidating, actually.
It was nice, too. Like, good to listen to. Very exciting. They were getting hyped up for the game.
Second down and 8. 5:41 on the clock. South Oak Cliff in the lead, 15-9 here at Choctaw Stadium. And this is going to be a handoff to Justin Fields again. This time he only gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard to the 48-yard line. And again, ground game. And another South Oak Cliff injury right at the line of scrimmage.
Is that number 80? Is that Keith Smith?
Yeah, it looks like it is. A moment ago, it was Brandon Jones, the middle linebacker, who went out.
He has 5 tackles on the game, and Keith Smith has 4 tackles and a sack so far for South Oak Cliff.
So again, the injury is starting to mount up on South Oak Cliff as he's right in the middle of the field trying to make his way up onto his feet, and he does, but he's been over. Boy, there's not much weight he can put on that. That's a right foot issue or something.
Is that 80 Keith Smith or 90 Darius Jennings? I can't tell if it's 8 or 9.
You know, those gold numbers that bunch up, it's really hard to tell.
Did Knox give a better?
Not really. You want to try it?
Let's see if I can.
5:22 on the clock here in the third. It is rolling. It's 3rd down and 6 for Melissa as they move right to left. And this time it's going to be a quarterback keeper by Trevor Ham. Not enough for a first down, but he does move across the 45 to about the 43, 40. Oh, they'll mark him at the 45. So well shy of the first down mark by about 2 yards.
That was A.D. Keith Smith, the starting defensive tackle for the Golden Bears, who went down earlier.
How about them Bushnells? You like those?
Yeah, those are nice. Yeah. Heavy, nice,
kind
of heavy.
They are heavy. They're not nearly, I don't know what the weapons that Lynn Burkhead carries to the games, but he's got some weapons that he brings. You can see inside AT&T with his somehow from here. Snap back, Ham under pressure. Romo's his way out of trouble right up the middle of the field, has a first down at the 27-yard line. How in the world did he get out of that?
And you called it perfect. He did the Romo spin, Monty.
I mean, they brought the kitchen sink, South Oak Cliff did, and somehow, and Ham wasn't expecting it, but it was able to spin out of it just enough to get out of trouble.
Ham's going to give it up the middle to Justin Fields, and he'll be banged down pretty hard after 2 yards to the 26. And, I'm still electrified a little bit by Trevor Ham Romo there on that last play. Pretty exciting, electrifying.
Well, a few times we've seen them blitz, South Oak Cliff blitz.
2nd down and 8. Ham pulls it out of the gut and throws it out to his receiver on the far side. Close to a first down. I think he's going to have one. Gunnar Wilson made the catch on a little screen dunk on the right side, and he just darted his way to the sideline, dove at the pylon, or the marker rather, and picked up the first down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. 18, rather. 9th play of the drive coming up for Melissa. Handoff. Jokin. 1 yard.
And when you get kind of in the red zone, this is where South Oak Cliff has their defense tightens up. They really tighten the screws when it gets inside the 20.
And this is a screen pass nearly picked off by South Oak Cliff. It was almost another pick by Taylor Starling as he read it perfectly but couldn't make the catch.
I think that was intended for Javon Smith. It was just a quick pass. Just snap it and throw the right side to Smith. And Starling, Smith was not ready for it. He hadn't turned his head, and Starling had a beeline, almost picked it off. I mean, just caught it in stride, just couldn't hang on to it.
There's a timeout on the field. We're going to take one, too. We'll be right back right after this.
Serving the Allen area since 1962. Rodenbaugh's Flooring, America Kitchen, Bed and Bath won't sell it if we can't service it. We have the names you trust. Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances, plus Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses, along with Whirlpool and Maytag washers and dryers. We finance and deliver. Our showroom is located at 102 West Main Street in Allen. Details online at rodenbaughs.com. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
Welcome back. We're at Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett, 15-9. South Oak Cliff in the lead. They come back out on the field after the timeout. And Melissa, on their 10th play of the drive, nearly had it picked off by Taylor Starling, and he would have been gone to the house. There's no question about it.
That was a pick six all the way.
3rd down and 9 for Melissa. Ham, handoff, Justin Fields up the middle. Lots of running room, close to a first down. I believe he has it. If not, it's going to be very close, and they move the sticks inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And now Melissa is absolutely knocking on the door with a 9-yard run by Justin Fields. They get set quickly, flag down. Justin Fields squirts free into the end zone. It's a touchdown. However, 3 yards deep in the end zone is the yellow hanky. There's laundry down there.
It's going to be looks like a legal substitution, which would be on South Oak Cliff.
That sounds good.
So Melissa, for the first time tonight, takes the lead. With 2:51 left to go in quarter number 3. correction, that ties the game. This extra point would give them the lead. It's 15-15. So Justin Fields with an 8-yard touchdown. And here now is Aiden Pinter for the PAT, which breaks the tie. And Melissa now officially for the first time has a lead in this football game. 2:51 left to go in the third. 16-15 with a barn burner at Choctaw. We'll be right back right after this.
Since 1963, the Harris Ratings Weekly has provided Texas high school football coaches and fans complete rating services, including the power ratings for all UIL football teams, from 2A to 6A, with the top 10 rankings and the point differentials for each game each week. For more information, call Harris Ratings Weekly and Van Harris at 940-498-5176. That's 940-498-5176. And they're online at harrisratings.com. Harris Ratings Weekly, another proud supporter of Millennium Sports football broadcasts.
11 plays, 78 yards for Melissa. They get on the board with an 8-yard touchdown by Justin Fields over right tackle. There was a flag on the play, but it was against South Oak Cliff. Therefore, it was declined, and the extra point gives Melissa the 16-15 lead with 2:51 left to go in quarter number 3. That was a 4-minute drive by Melissa there. The Cardinals. And the kick is going to be a high kick taken by Pintor. And a fair catch called for by South Oak Cliff's Joshua Manley. And they'll set up shop moving left to right from our vantage point with 2:51 left to go in the third at about their own 30-yard line. 70 to go.
You know, after Melissa scored, it was almost one of those things like, I mean, both offenses have been struggling, but you look up and you think, man, Melissa's got the lead. It felt like South Oak Cliff they have had the lead the whole time. I don't know. It's just this kind of weird game, the way this thing's played out.
It has been a strange game. It really has.
I mean, with two safeties, no passing game really by either team.
The score is 16-15. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, that is a weird game. Yeah. So it's 1st and 10 here for South Oak Cliff, left to right, as they come back out on the field on offense. Their first drive ended in a 25-yard field goal by Varala. And this will be a handoff, and nothing doing there. As thrown backwards. And wanting a flag is Tedrick Williams. He's not going to get one, but he was slammed back pretty hard. Forward progress will get him back to the line of scrimmage, but he was thrown backwards about 5 or 7 yards.
I don't know if South Oak Cliff fans wanted to unnecessary roughness, but it was just a hard hit, a hard tackle, clean hit. And Tedrick Williams went right up the gut and met the defensive line for Melissa.
16-15, Melissa in the lead over South Oak Cliff. 2:18 left to go in quarter number 3. Little wants to throw the ball left side. That's going to be caught. Spinning out of a tackle, breaking another tackle on the far side, and a first down run and catch. And I believe that is, once again, that's Manley, I think, on the catch. So move the sticks for South Oak Cliff and the Golden Bears. First new set of downs on this drive. And the ball will be spotted at the 40, a 10-yard gain. Trying to go on a hard count is Little. And the ball gets past him. Picking it up and throwing it on the runs out of bounds is Little, and that'll be incomplete. A pretty headsy play by the quarterback to run out of the pocket and just launch it.
Well, it was a high snap, went over his head, and lucky for him, it bounced up almost like a basketball. Like it bounced right back up.
Couldn't have had a better hop.
Oh, he couldn't. It went over his head, and as soon as he came in front of it, bounced back up into his hands, into his chest, and then just ran for his life and threw it toward his own sidelines. Live to see another day.
2nd down and 10. Left to right goes South Oak Cliff. We're at the 2:02 mark in the third. 16-15. Melissa in the lead for the first time in this football game. Here's a handoff up the middle. Maybe a yard, maybe 2. And I believe that's Javon Thomas on the carry, and it is.
And the second
Thomas
half
has not just had a lot of running room tonight.
I was going to say, this second half, this interior defensive line Melissa, Nigel Smith, Lance Riley, Jason Cave at Mike linebacker, Oltuski, the outside linebacker. They have just limited the holes and the gaps inside that line, that interior line.
3rd down and 9 for William Smith. And he drops back 3 steps, wants to throw out pass. That's going to be caught close to a first down, and it is. Another really nice haul for Corinthian Coleman in a first down. Coleman has some big catches.
Well, again, the defensive backs for Melissa are playing so far off because they don't want to give up the big play.
Snap back, handoff. Danny Green up the middle has another first down, and now South Oak Cliff starting to churn on the ground. That one's up the middle and now turns to the right hash. Gain of about 14 to the 35-yard line.
They got that RPO game going, that run-pass option where you've loosened up the defense a little bit with some of these short, quick passes, and now you're kind of going up the gut with Green.
Offensive lineman checks out for South Oak Cliff, and I believe that was Breon Ramsey Brooks. 1st and 10, left to right. Under a minute left to go in quarter number 3. Quick screen pass out, going to be caught, making a move. Not enough for a first down, but the catch is made by Miles Johnson. He'll be shy of the first down marker by about 3 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and about that much. 27 seconds on the clock.
If South Oak Cliff can keep hitting these quick passes and then get upfield, Melissa has no answer for that.
16-15, Melissa in the lead. William Little, handoff to Danny Green up the middle, jumps over the line of scrimmage. A couple of defenders there, on his way for a first down run at the 22-yard line.
You're starting to see the South Oak Cliff offense start to kind of get some momentum going as that ends the third quarter.
That is our final play as the clock winds down. It's 16-15, Melissa in the lead over South Oak Cliff from the former ballpark in Arlington at Choctaw Stadium. We'll be right back right after this.
Let Hutchins Barbecue and Catering Company in Frisco deliver your next party meal. For over 20 guests or full catering for 75 guests or more, Hutchins is a Texas monthly top 10 barbecue. Call Hutchins Barbecue at 972-540-1920, Wednesday through Sunday between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. Or go online at hutchinsbbq.com and let the fun begin.
Welcome back to Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett, or is it just Burnett and White? Walker, White, and Burnett.
Yeah. So it's like a law firm.
The law firm of Walker, White, and Burnett. It's 16-15. Melissa in the lead as we head to quarter number 4. This is going to be a lot on the plate here in this final stanza right here, guys.
Well, as I said earlier, at the end of the third quarter, it feels like South Oak Cliff's offense is starting to kind of get into a groove now. Blake talked about hitting them short passes. You're right. I think Melissa don't have an answer for that. You get into these athletes in space, and they're doing a good job of tackling space, but I think eventually they can break one.
It's 1st down and 10. For South Oak Cliff, now moving right to left from our vantage point. Handoff, Danny Green, right side, had a big gaping hole for a moment, and it closed quickly, but he did get 6 yards on first down. Tonight's game is being broadcast live at TexasSportsProductions.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank our broadcast sponsors, Bill DeBerry Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh's Flooring America, Kitchen, Bed, and Bath of Allen. Here's a handoff to Green, left side this time, and he'll be close to a first down, just shy by about a yard. Also, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound. I'd like to thank the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, booklet Walking Through the Valley Grief by author James C. Blivens, available now on Amazon, and the Harris Rating Weekly of Corinth. It's 3rd down and 1. A big play here for South Oak Cliff. Knocking on the door. William Little, handoff. Danny Green has a seam up the middle. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas for South Oak Cliff as Danny Green punches it in to regain the lead for South Oak Cliff. 21-16 awaiting this PAT.
That read option, just give it to Green, and Green goes right up the gut, got the second level, and nobody was there. And able to go in for the touchdown. And it looks like South Oak Cliff will go for 2 on this at 21-16, 10:57 to go here in the ball game.
13-yard touchdown by Danny Green. And that ends an 8-play, or actually a 9-play, 70-yard drive by South Oak Cliff. Leaves 10:57 on the clock.
Interesting. We saw kind of sloppy offensive play this for 2.5 quarters of this game, almost 3 quarters. The last 2 possessions, Melissa scores, and then South Oak Cliff answers.
There's a timeout on the field, but I think we're going to.
Yeah, South Oak Cliff took one because they're going for 2 to make it a 7-point game.
Okay, they're bringing their offense onto the field. And now Melissa huddling up over on the far side. Again, 21-16, South Oak Cliff in the lead. 10:57 left to go in the game. Don't forget our Nelson Law Group postgame show. Justin will be headed down to the field again to talk to some of our players. At some point, guys, we're going to have to start talking about players of the game. We'll do that later.
Okay.
That'll be brought to you by Harris Ratings and Nelson Law Group. 2-point conversion for South Oak Cliff. Here we go. William Little wants it. He has Green to his left. Man goes in motion from left to right. And now we're set. William Little wants to throw into the end zone all alone. That's a 2-point conversion for South Oak Cliff. And they get what they want. And on the receiving end there for William Little is Keith Smith. Of all people, Keith Smith.
Yeah, he was just down with an injury.
We're going to take a quick timeout. It is 23-16, South Oak Cliff. We'll be right back.
If you are going through a complex divorce, it is crucial to have a competent lawyer with sound and practical advice. Nelson Law Group of Flower Mound's legal and life experiences will help you through difficult times. Voted best of Denton County since 2015. For a free consultation, go online to nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
You know, everything tightened up a little bit when the bands got flags sworn at them. You know, everything locked up a little bit since then. It's 23-16 here at Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. Thank you for joining us. What a great atmosphere it is. It's not really your traditional high school football atmosphere. It's in an old, you know, I love this place when it was a baseball stadium. I don't even call it a stadium. It was a ballpark. It's much different than a stadium. It's transformed a little bit, but really nice place and a great view we have for this field. But it's still kind of odd to see the home run porch with a goalpost in front of it. Here's a kickoff, going to be banged in the end zone. Varala just booted this one. And Melissa will have the ball at the 25, starting on this next drive.
Well, as I said earlier, both teams back-to-back touchdown possessions. When before it was battle of defenses. And so trying to get that, and both teams got their running game going, and then finally got the ball passing, putting it in the air. Melissa didn't really pass downfield much; just kind of little dump offs. Same thing for South Oak Cliff to get it into their playmakers.
We've had 3 possessions in the second half, starting the 4th right here.
Wow!
Each team has scored. Handoff up the middle for Melissa, and that's going to be Adajokin, and now a late flag will come in. I think this could be against South Oak Cliff, unnecessary roughness, personal foul.
I think it's going to be celebrating after the play, actually.
Okay. Blake always knows.
I mean, it's
big flex that happened.
Yeah, he did some kind of dance, like a Ray Lewis stomp, or like, yeah. And as soon as he did that, the flag came out.
Well, that's a big penalty that'll take the ball all the way to 41-yard line for Melissa.
And Coach Todd doesn't like it. He's giving the officials an earful on the sidelines.
You know, South Oak Cliff is known for their swag. Handoff. And met in the backfield is Justin Fields. He's going nowhere but backwards. South Oak Cliff not really a whole lot of mustard after this one. They do get up flexing a little bit. That's a loss of 1 back to the 40.
That's Billy Walton, the defensive end, the University of Texas commit. They're coming off his block and taking Joku down the backfield.
Trevor Ham, handoff, right side, a lot of room. Justin Fields, he's got the 50, dragged down at the 45. Another first down run of about 14 or 15 yards by Justin Fields. And Melissa now in South Oak Cliff territory.
Nathan Adejoku has great vision, very patient runner.
Snap back, going quickly. Justin Fields again, and he's got a 9-yard run. Fields is something really special for Melissa. He'll take it to the 42-yard line. The 37-yard line. 8-yard run by Justin Fields. 2nd down and 2. 9:44 on the clock. South Oak Cliff in the lead. Handoff Fields again. This time he can't get the first down. I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss back to the 40 or 38-yard line. It's 23-16. South Oak Cliff in the lead with 9:30 left to go in the game.
I would say South Oak Cliff has done pretty well with the tempo. They haven't been caught too many times. There have been some substitution issues, but they've been pretty much in position each time.
Jehatton Edwards checks into the game for South Oak Cliff. Fields is getting the carry here. He's going to be close to a first down and has it at the 35-yard line. Melissa will get a new set of downs with 9:09 on the clock. 6th play of the drive coming up for the Cardinals. Now Justin Fields will go split out wide to the near side. No, actually he's going off the field. He'll be out as there's 3 receivers split out wide to the far side. Snap back, handoff, coming near side. Pretty good run by Clark Packard. And he'll get maybe 4 to the 30, maybe 5, actually 6 to the 29. A good run by Packard there. Quickly, another handoff to Packard, bouncing out left, looking left hash, brought down at the line of scrimmage after, actually a 2-yard gain.
There's a legal substitution penalty on South Oak Cliff coming here as well.
Well, as soon as I say something about the tempo, they look like they got, as you said, a substitution penalty.
Yeah, the guy was not off the field, and the back judge threw the flag there.
So the ball will be spotted. Right now it's spotted at the 28. What are they going to do? Where are we going to go? 8:26 on the clock. South Oak Cliff in the lead, 23-16. You can hear the band from South Oak Cliff.
Surprised they haven't stopped them yet.
I can't believe both bands got warned. Have you ever seen that before?
I have not.
Apparently it's a UIL rule. Bands can't be loud.
What is loud? It's so subjective.
Is there a definition? Is there a decibel meter?
Yeah. Maybe the refs have that knowledge.
Ball at the 28-yard line. It's 3rd down and 2. Officials now still talking about it. What are they talking about here?
It should be 2nd down. Unless they decline the penalty.
Well, they're showing 3rd down. So 3rd and 3 officially. Trevor Ham turns, hands, Adejoku, line of scrimmage. We've got a big 4th down decision coming up right here, boys.
Oh, man.
Nathan Njoku's getting the football, though, guys.
Yeah, I'd say you go for it. It's 4th and 1 at the Golden Bear 26-yard line. 7:50 to go in the ball game. I say you give it to Njoku and lean on this offensive line and plow your way over for the first down.
Lincoln Dunn checks into the game. Jackson Ford checks out. Nathan Adejoku stands to the left side. He gets the carry right side. He's got a first down and more. Look out, 20. Brought down at the 17-yard line. The quickness of South Oak Cliff's defense saved a touchdown because Adejokin typically breaks that one. Ball at the 17, 10-yard gain. Going quickly, Melissa. Handoff, Adejokin. Joking, nothing. You joking. Hey, Adejokin. I ain't joking. That's a loss.
Nathan Anajoku's 31st carry of the game. He's been the workhorse for the Melissa Cardinals tonight.
Loss of 2 on that one, back to the 19-yard line. 2nd down and 11. Coming up. Turns. Hands. Is that Adejokin? Is that Justin Fields?
That was Fields.
So he'll get to the 20. Still 3rd down and very long. 12th play of the drive for Melissa.
What do you do here? 3rd and long.
6:46 on the clock. It's rolling. 23-16. South Oak Cliff in the lead. 3rd down and 11. Melissa staring down South Oak Cliff at their own 20-yard line. Needing 11-12 for the first down.
Watch one of those screening goes.
Trevor Ham in the gun. Turns, hands to Justin Fields. He's met in the backfield.
Wow.
If you thought it was a big play a moment ago, guess what this is? It's a bigger one.
And again, you've shown that you're not able to pass the ball downfield very far. You've had to do short, intermediate passes, and Melissa's going to call a timeout. Think about this one.
We're going to take one, too. We'll be right back right after this quick timeout.
Nelson Law Group, PC, located at 700 Parker Square, Suite 134 in Flower Mound, offers assistance with family, business law, and estate planning services. Attorney Brett Nelson has over 25 years' experience, and you can reach him at 972-808-7227 or online at nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
6:13 left to go in the game at Choctaw Field. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. It's a classic. It's a one-touchdown game. South Oak Cliff in the lead, 23-16. But, however, Melissa is kind of knocking on the door here, but it's a 4th down and 14. I don't think it's 14. I think it's more like 13. The scoreboard says 14. Never trust the scoreboard.
No.
4th and 13, we'll call it.
So you're at the 21-yard line. It's 4th down and, what do we say, 13.
You got to get to the 9 or the 8.5.
You got to get to about the 8-yard line, thereabouts.
And again, you have to be able to pass it downfield. That's going to be tough.
3 receivers. This could be the ball game. This is a big part of it right here. Fields comes in the backfield. He'll stand alongside Trevor Ham, and now he goes bouncing out to the right side, split out wide. Empty backfield. 3 receivers split left. Trevor Ham, 3-step drop, looking right, looking middle, throws across the middle. Intercepted at the 5-yard line. Going the other way, South Oak Cliff. This could be money, but he's caught right near the midfield stripe. My goodness. Another pick. Jaden Shelton, the outside backer. Is that a backbreaker?
That's probably the play of the game for South Oak Cliff.
And he had the guy open, just trying to loft it over Shelton's hands, and Shelton got up there and just picked it off. He read it all the way. He just didn't put enough air on it. Ham didn't. And Carson Maynard may have made another play that's hopefully it's not overlooked. He was able to save that, because otherwise that was a pick six back the other way. Maynard hustled and able to take down Shelton.
Not only did Shelton make the big pick, but he ran it all the way back near midfield. 49-yard line. Here's a handoff to Thomas. Javon Thomas will get somehow 9, maybe 10 yards out of that. How did that happen?
He just kept them feet moving.
Got that 6'1", 185-pound frame. Just kept the feet moving, and that offensive line kept pushing.
They'll actually give him 9 and spot it at the 42-yard line. We're at the 5.5-minute mark left to go in the game.
And now South Oak Cliff is going to be in no hurry.
Again, don't forget to tune into our Nelson Law Group postgame show. We'll have the Harris ratings and Nelson Law Group players of the game. Here's a handoff for a first down for South Oak Cliff along the right hash, heading right to left from our vantage point. New set of downs, and more importantly for the Golden Bears, a whole lot of clock as they'll spot it at the 39-yard line. And now you hear the home crowd starting to get really excited and anticipating another round.
Yeah, they're starting to feel it. The band started to feel it too. Well, sorry, that was the Melissa band. So South Oak Cliff band will get fired up here in a second, I imagine.
Call them the swag band. 1st and 10. Handoff. Danny Green fighting for yardage. 4 yards. 36-yard line.
Quick scoring update on the game. That winner of this game plays the winner of Abilene Wiley. Argyle leads 35-28 in the fourth quarter of that game.
4:23 left to go in this game. 23-16, South Oak Cliff in the lead. Melissa only led one time during this game. It was 16-15. It was for a very short moment. Other than that, South Oak Cliff has owned the scoreboard. Taking a lot of time off the clock, and now Danny Green shot out of a cannon for a first down. And South Oak Cliff is getting close to burying this one.
They're starting to feel it. They're seeing holes open up a little bit wider, and they're hitting those holes pretty quickly too.
Hey guys, have we ever seen a South Oak Cliff loss?
We have not. We're the good luck charm.
Are we the luck charm?
Is this 5 for 5 now?
That may be right. 3:35 on the clock. South Oak Cliff taking their time. What a night for head coach. And here's another handoff to Danny Green, and this time he only gets 8. As they smell blood. They absolutely smell blood. Jason Todd and the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears are now at the 3-minute mark with a touchdown lead and 2 yards away from another penetration at the Melissa 20.
And Melissa has one timeout. I think if they get this to second or third down, they'll call a timeout. One last shot. You get one more first down, and I think this is over.
2nd down and 3. Handoff. Green close to a first down, needs another yard. He's at the 20. Really need to get to the 19. Real quickly, guys, before you head down to the field.
Okay.
Players of the game?
I got Danny Green as one. South Oak Cliff running back for the Golden Bears.
Okay.
He has both touchdowns in the game for them. And I also have Diego Barella, 2 of 2 on field goals tonight.
There you go. There's your chore, Justin White. 3rd down and 1. William Little needing a first down here. Handoff. Green, right side, first down and more. To the 10, to the 5, spin down at the 3-yard line.
That may have done it right there. Who had two interceptions? Does somebody have 2 interceptions?
They have 3 as a defense, if you want to do the whole defense. They deserve it as well.
Yep. All right, I'm heading down there, guys.
Under 2 minutes left to go in the game, 23-16. A timeout's been called as South Oak Cliff at the 3-yard line. We're going to take a quick one. As both teams head to the field, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Serving the Allen area since 1962. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen Bed and Bath won't sell it if we can't service it. We have the names you trust. Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances, plus Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses, along with Whirlpool and Maytag washers and dryers. We finance and deliver. Our showroom is located at 102 West Main Street in Allen. Details online at rodenbaughs.com. You've got the hometown advantage with Rodenbaughs.
Welcome back. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. It's 23-16, South Oak Cliff in the lead over Melissa here at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the former ballpark in Arlington. And South Oak Cliff making their way back on the field. They could punch it in right here with 1:51 left to go in the game from the 3-yard line. And let's see what they elect to do. William Little. As it appears, Argyle has defeated Abilene Wiley 35-18. It's a final. 1:51 left to go in the game. Here we go. First and goal from the 10. South Oak Cliff trying to perhaps seal it right here. William Little in the gun. Claps, hands. Danny Green, left side. He's in. Touchdown, South Oak Cliff. But Green spikes the ball and flags come out.
There's also flags on blocking late in the end zone there, but I think it'll be after the touchdown stands.
I think the flag came when he spiked it, but there could be multiple fouls here.
There's 2 flags on the field. Both like in the same spot in the end zone there.
It's a 3-yard touchdown by Danny Green. And that gives South Oak Cliff a 29-16 lead, awaiting this PAT, capping off a 9-play, 51-yard drive. And it took a back-breaking 5:18 off the clock. Diego Varela for the PAT. Tedrick Williams to hold. Snap on the tee. The kick is up. The kick is high. And the kick is good. And now some extracurricular a little bit, but I believe everything's settled down. It's 30-16 all of a sudden. South Oak Cliff in the lead. 1:46 left to go in the game. We'll be right back right after this.
Founded in 1990, the DeBerry Funeral Directors, located at 2025 West University Drive in Denton, offer traditional services to cremations or anything in between. The Bill DeBerry family provide ongoing pre-planning and pre-need services, making the life transition smoother. Details are available online at DeBerryFuneralDirectors.com.
Welcome back, where South Oak Cliff has a 30-16 lead over Melissa. With $1:46 remaining in the game at Choctaw Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. Blake, I think that was a pretty back-breaking drive.
Yeah, they just ran the ball with Danny Green. 8 yards, 7 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, 3 yards for the touchdown. That puts him over 200 yards on the night and 3 touchdowns for the South Oak Cliff running back Danny Green.
They have so many weapons, do South Oak Cliff.
They
in
really
their backfield.
Do. And then their defense is so good on top of that.
You know, Melissa averaging 45 points per game, only 16 tonight. Varala's kick is going to be, this time it's a little bit shorter, going to be taken by Justin Fields at the 20-yard line. Coming up the right hash, he's got a little bit of a seam, breaks out of a tackle at the 40-yard line and down right there. And now a fight breaks out at the 40. It's quickly broken up, and both teams go to their side of the field. You're going to see some tempers flaring now. It's the final moments of a lot of high school careers. You know, ironically, I met with Seth Stinton prior to the game. He's the athletic director for Melissa. You know, he ended my career, my high school football career. He was a quarterback at Van Alstyne, and we met in a by-district round. And they were a really good football team, but we couldn't match up that night. Seth Stinton, a great football player. We had a good conversation before the game. 1:43 left to go in the game. And this is a deep ball left side. That one almost intercepted again, as Trevor Ham appeared to be trying to hit Justin Fields on the far side. That's not Fields, however. That was receiver Carson Maynard. It falls incomplete. It's second down and 10. It only took a few ticks off the clock. 1:35 left to go in the game. 30-16 as Melissa's going to try to heave it down the field again. This time it's caught on the reception. Lincoln Dunn on the near side, right at the South Oak Cliff sideline. That'll be a gain of about 8. As the ball will rest at the 47-yard line, shy of midfield. Handoff. Adejokin, a first down run to the 30 or 46-yard line. Melissa quickly up. First down and 10. Ham wants to throw, pressured in the backfield, and it's a sack. Back to the 40-yard line. Huge loss. Wow.
Billy Walton, coming from his defensive end position, was a man possessed to get to the quarterback, Trevor Ham, there.
Back to the 43-yard line in their own territory. Trevor Ham, a short pass incomplete right at his lineman's feet. Trying to set up the screen to Adejokin, and it falls incomplete. Less than a minute left to go in the game. 30-16, South Oak Cliff in the lead. They are going to advance. And it appears it's going to be, Argyle, right?
Yeah, Argyle next week for South Oak Cliff, as it appears.
And this is Trevor Ham flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be sacked again. The ball comes flying out, but Ham was down. And now you're seeing some swag from South Oak Cliff. As it's 4th down and forever. The clock is rolling. Under 30 seconds now left to go in the game. It's 4th down and about 28 yards. Final play of the season for the Melissa Cardinals. Trevor Ham on an end around, wanting to throw it deep down on the wide receiver pass. It's going to be almost picked off. It falls incomplete. South Oak Cliff has it on a turnover on downs. They can take a knee and head to the next round. South Oak Cliff will be your Class 5A Division II Region 2 champions. Be sure and stay tuned to our Nelson Law Group postgame show. Justin White down on the field will have an interview with Coach Todd, and he will also be talking with Melissa head coach Matt Nally, perhaps, if Nally wants to talk. He may not want to talk, and that's very understandable. Also, Justin White will be talking to our players of the game. As I would suspect that South Oak Cliff will just take a knee here. 11.9 seconds left to go in the game, and that's the final play for the season for the Melissa Cardinals. It's the final play for the seniors ever for the Melissa Cardinals. A lot of slumped shoulders in white jerseys right now, but a lot of swag on the near side from South Oak Cliff. As they take it tonight, 30-16 over Melissa. What a great run the Cardinals had as they ripped off 11 straight wins after starting 0-2 on the season. South Oak Cliff, they have now won 11 straight after they started 0-3 in the season. And you start wondering things like, has a team that ever started 0-3 won a state championship?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but I would think that
it has to be very rare.
It has to be very rare because most teams that win state are 16-0, 15-1. But there is another team that started 0-4 this year that is still playing in Brock.
Yeah.
And so, I mean.
Yeah. And, you know, hey, they could do it too.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm sure it's been done before, but it's very rare.
So both teams shaking hands at the moment. Again, Justin White is going to pop on whenever he has Coach Todd, whenever, Coach Todd's in the middle of the field. It might be a little bit before he's available to do so, but again, Justin is going to just pop on whenever he has a chance to do so. Our players of the game were Daniel Varala and also Danny Green. They're brought to you by Harris Ratings, and Nelson Law Group. You're in the Nelson Law Group postgame show right now. Tonight's game is being broadcast, or has been broadcast, live at TexasSportsProductions.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank our broadcast sponsors, Bill DeBerry, Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen, Bed and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, the booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now on Amazon, Harris Ratings Weekly of Corinth. The South Oak Cliff Golden Bears are on the field right now, about to raise a trophy. I'm not sure where Justin White is, but somewhere amongst the crowd down there. What a moment for South Oak Cliff. This is starting to become, something that's expected. Yes, you might have listened to the halftime show with the high school principal there, Dr. Willie Johnson. They expect this now. This is not they're not the underdog anymore. They're not the little Dallas ISD, that team that couldn't. Now they are the team with swag, with heart, and they're expected to do this. And they're really showing what they're all about and have had such a great season. Both teams. Melissa now stands and looks at their crowd and with their school song. How far has Melissa come? It wasn't too long ago. They didn't even have a high school.
Well, when I graduated, they were in 3A, but my freshman and sophomore year, they were in 2A because I played them.
Yeah, think about the magnitude of how far Melissa has come in such a short time. You were talking about Seth Stenton earlier. He was the head coach at Melissa for quite some time now. He's the athletic director. But I tell you what, they've done an outstanding job over there in Melissa. It's a very fast-growing community. It's South Oak Cliff and South Dallas, as Dr. Brown said, or Dr. Willie Johnson said, it's swag is what we do. It's what we do in South Dallas, and they have done that tonight. And they raised the trophy.
When they won the state title last year, it put everything behind them, and they knew they could do it. And this year, they just looked to repeat.
So much confidence coming out of South Oak Cliff as they come to the sidelines. And they face their crowd. And the band is going crazy. And what a moment here at Choctaw Stadium. Lonnie Walker along with Justin White, Blake Burnett. Thank y'all for listening. 30-16, South Oak Cliff over Melissa tonight. We're waiting on Justin White to find Coach Todd. Coach Jason Todd, I'm not sure where. Looks like he may be way out there near midfield at about the 40, it appears. And he's being interviewed by, I think, half a dozen people around the Metroplex with their TV cameras. He's a pretty popular guy these days.
Yeah, he loves the camera, too. He don't shy away from it.
I got a selfie with him earlier.
Oh, did you?
All right, I got head coach for South Oak Cliff Golden Bears, Jason Todd. Coach Todd, it didn't look pretty in the first half, but the second half, things started to come together. You got the ground game going. What does this mean? Talk a little bit about this win.
It was just about, I told the guys, I think they came out and gave us a great punch early, but I felt if we played 4 quarters of just strong football, I thought we were worn down a little bit. We made some little adjustments, but, give credit to Melissa, though. They're a great ball club. I got 110% respect for that program, the kids and the coaches.
Your team obviously won state championship last year. You brought a lot of kids back. What's the difference between this year's team and last year's team to you?
This year, we're winning a different way. Last year was more throwing it around. This year, we get behind that O-line and we find different ways to run the ball.
Talk a little bit about that O-line. I mean, that line is massive, and especially late in the game, how your running game is able to really solidify itself throughout the game, and especially late in the game.
Yeah, with that O-line, those guys take pride in it. And we talked to them at halftime, and they went against some great guys today that I think are some Division I players on that defensive line. But at the end of the day, I said it's a 4-quarter game, and I feel we could get them tired if we just kept to it. and just stay the course.
Congratulations on the win, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
All
right, guys. I'll work on trying to find our players of the game. Actually, I think I just found one in Diego Varela. Give me just a second here, and I'll get him.
Okay. He wears the number 19 now, I believe. You got him right there? There you go. Hey, he said, hey, me?
He was excited.
All right, I got Diego Varela, the kicker, one of our MVPs of the game. You know, kickers aren't, you got a lot of pressure on you. It's just go out there and kick. You don't get to make tackles and everything. But high-pressure situations, you were able to kick when you needed it, and they need it here early in this game, and especially late in this game. Talk about your win tonight.
Well, we had a good week of practice. You got to treat the game how you want the game to be treated. Well, you want to treat the game how the game is supposed to be treated, and I'm happy we got the win, but we ain't done yet, and this is just another step to what we really want.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
That was kicker Diego
He worked
Varela.
on finding Danny Green.
Okay, that was kicker Diego Varela. He is one of the players of the game for South Oak Cliff. That's brought to you by Harris Ratings. The next player, Danny Green, will be brought to you by Nelson.
Right there, Justin.
Law Group. Where is Danny Green?
He's right in front of Justin. Keep walking. To your right.
There are hand signals up here. There's smoke signals at the old ballpark.
He's got him.
Has he got him? You got Danny Green? I don't even see where he is.
He's talking to him, but it's not.
Is it not connected? It's so loud out there, too. What a great moment for South Oak Cliff. They're not done. You heard Diego Varela, who banged 2 field goals tonight.
And that's not easy.
Boy, I tell you what, and I have a history with this place, and it's if I were standing there, and I'm an old kicker, but if I were trying to boot a field goal looking at the home run porch, I'd have a hard time with that just because of emotions. This is a special place for me. I was actually married outside of this place.
Yeah.
It's a very special place for this guy.
How does it make you feel that they moved the ballpark after all of that?
It's kind of looking at a sacrilegious type thing out here with the football in the baseball park that was so beautiful. But, I guess things move and, for sake of progress, I guess, and a roof and AC and all of that. It looks. I wish it had the aesthetics that this ballpark.
Yeah, I
has.
agree. I don't like the new. I mean, I understand it. You don't want more people come in the summertime at the new ballpark than they did here, but it doesn't have the same feel.
It doesn't have the aesthetics of this structure. It's just a beautiful structure, and when it opened in 1994, it was just a marvel for Ranger fans, especially because. We were coming off of, AAA ballpark, basically, out of the old Ranger Arlington Stadium. So we're still waiting on Justin White, trying to find Danny Green down there. Again, we want to thank our sponsors tonight. It's being brought to you by live at TexasSportsProduction.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank our broadcast sponsors, Build-A-Berry Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh's Flooring America Kitchen, Bed and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now at Amazon, and Harris Rating Weekly of Corinth. While we're waiting on Justin, we can recap this game. In the first half, it was Melissa who started out with the football as Sauk won the toss and deferred. Moments into the game, there was a safety as Melissa quarterback Trevor Ham was caught in the backfield in the end zone trying to heave the ball at the last moment. And he was tackled as he was going down, trying to throw it, but they called it and they ruled it a safety. And South Oak Cliff had the first lead of the night, 2-0. And then South Oak Cliff took the ball at their own 47-yard line, and it quickly went 2 plays, 53 yards. Scored on a 51-yard touchdown by Danny Green, who is one of our players of the game tonight.
And South Oak Cliff led 9-0 with 10:23 left to go in the first quarter. Melissa's first time to do anything on offense really happened on their second possession as they drove 9 plays, 75 yards, and scored on a 13-yard touchdown by Nathan Adejokin. And that put Melissa on the board and cut the South Oak Cliff lead to 9-7 at the 7:45 mark in the first. South Oak Cliff had to punt on their next possession. Melissa took it at their own 16-yard line. They drove 8 plays down to the 10-yard line, attempted a 27-yard field goal by Aiden Pinter, but it was blocked. It was blocked by
Malik Muhammad.
Manny Muhammad, yes. And that gave the ball back to South Oak Cliff at the 20-yard line. But during a punt, it was snapped through the end zone, or basically through the end zone, for another safety. So each team had a safety with 11:09 left to go in the second quarter, which made it 9-9. Melissa's next possession ended on a punt. South Oak Cliff took the ball at the 40-yard line. They drove 9 plays down to the 20-yard line, and it was a 37-yard field goal by Diego Varela, his first of the evening, which broke the tie and made it 12-9 with 6:21 left to go in the second quarter. Melissa had to punt on their next possession. South Oak Cliff had to punt on their next possession. And then we got into the interception fest, where Melissa was picked off by David Spruels, and then on the ensuing drive, South Oak Cliff was picked off by Josh Nicholas, and then Melissa was intercepted by Taylor Starling as the lights are starting to go out here in Arlington. We went to the halftime locker room, 12-9, with South Oak Cliff in the lead. In the second half, South Oak Cliff started with the football at the 40-yard line. They drove 10 plays, 60 yards, and scored on a 25-yard field goal by Varela, his second of the evening, and made it 15-9, and left 6:51 left on the clock. Both teams trying to just kill the clock in the second half. We only had 6 possessions in the second half.
You got me, guys? I
got it. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm here with head coach Matt Nally. Coach, I just got one question for you. It ended not like you wanted to. What'd you tell your kids at the end of the game?
You know, we had been living under this stigma for really since February about how 4A school can't go to 5A, push for state championship, and just how proud of them and what they've done, what they've overcome. The game, yes, it was a 2-touchdown game, but it really wasn't a 2-touchdown game. So just everything done, and man, golly, what a great game. Shed for life.
Yeah, it was a great game. As far as your seniors, you don't have a lot of seniors on the team because you're a pretty young team. You're bringing back a lot of guys. Talk a little bit about your seniors that you got there leaving you.
Well, the thing is all year, every year, we've talked about that senior group of kids that honestly it's not our biggest class. And not just it's not our biggest class, it's that has been really but at the end of the day, like, God, hard hitting, say enough about it. I'm just super proud.
And it's just a comment you can answer if you want to. I feel like you're almost there. You're getting over the hump. You kind of run into the South Oak Cliffs, and the prior years you ran into the Argyles, even though you beat Argyle. But you just – I feel like you're almost there. You're building something here, a system and a dynasty. I think it's on the precipice of exploding. Talk a little bit about your program and just how close you feel like you are.
Well, first and foremost, people talk about winning and losing, and we don't talk about that at Melissa. We have a process that we're about and we believe in. We've won a lot of football games over the last 4 years. Hell, we've won a lot of football games the last 8 years I've been here. But, yes, I literally just told my defense coordinator the same thing. There's going to be an opportunity where we're going to get over this hump. We bring back so many kids here that hopefully next year will be that year.
Coach, great season. Hate to see the loss, but great season. Proud of you, my friend.
Thank you very much, Justin. Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Justin White. I had no idea he was friends there with head coach Matt Nally. Hey, I'm friends with Coach Todd now. We had a selfie, right? So we're friends.
He was telling me earlier they actually went to high school together.
No way.
Yeah, he's a Frankston alum with Justin.
How about that? No, I had no idea.
When we were on the field, he went and talked to him, and he told me that.
How about that? So where were we? Melissa took the ball for their first possession in the second half, trailing 15-9 after Sock scored on a 25-yard field goal by Varala, his second of the evening. Melissa started at their own 22-yard line. They drove 11 plays, 78 yards, scored on a Justin Fields 8-yard touchdown run. We thought it was going to be called back, but it was a flag on South Oak Cliff. And Melissa took their first lead of the game, 16-15, with 2:51 left to go in the third. But it didn't last very long at all because South Oak Cliff took the ball at their own 30, and they drove 9 plays, 70 yards, and scored on a 13-yard touchdown run by Danny Green, one of our players of the game. Keith Smith caught a 2-point conversion, and that made it 23-16 with 10:57 left to go in the game. And then both teams, South Oak Cliff especially, were just trying to run the clock out. Melissa, trying to score, took it at the 41-yard line, and they drove it all the way down the field, but were intercepted near the goal line by Jaden Shelton. The linebacker picked it off near the goal line and ran it all the way back to the 49-yard line, killing the drive that could have possibly tied the game. South Oak Cliff then took it at the 49, and they sealed the game with a 9-play, 51-yard drive that broke the back of Melissa, took about 5 minutes off the clock nearly, and it was a touchdown by Danny Green, again a 3-yard variety that gave us our final score of 30-16. Melissa tried valiantly to get in the end zone late in the game, but they were unable to do so. Our final score, 30-16. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll go over stats and scoreboard when we come back. We'll be right back right after this.
Founded in 2008, Joseph Paul Homes of Fairview, Texas, builds true luxury homes custom designed by Joseph Vastano. Joseph Paul Homes builds all the way from Preston Hollow to Salina, featuring a unique designer's touch in each new home. Details are available at josephpaulhomes.com and on the Joseph Paul Homes Facebook page. The Vastano family proudly supports our local youth in their academic, athletic, and extracurricular endeavors.
Nelson Law Group, PC, located at 700 Parker Square, Suite 134 in Flower Mound, offers assistance with family, business law, and estate planning services. Attorney Brett Nelson has over 25 years' experience, and you can reach him at 972-808-7227 or online at nelsonlawgrouppc.com.
Millennium Sports hopes you enjoy this presentation of Bright Lights Game of the Week Football 2021. If you or family, your business, school organization, or church would like to support your team's quest to be best and share history, then contact John Froh, president of Millennium Sports, at 214-642-7003 or email jmfro@att.net. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back. We're in the postgame show. We're in the Nelson Law Group postgame show. I want to thank Rodenbaugh Flooring of Allen for the Matt Nally interview, and we also want to thank Dallas ISD for Jason Todd interview a moment ago. Now we want to do the Dewberry Funeral Home Funeral Director Stat Board. Blake, take it away.
We'll start with South Oak Cliff Golden Bears, who won 30-16 on this Friday evening over the Melissa Cardinals. William Little, quarterback for South Oak Cliff, 7 of 12 passing, 79 yards, and an interception. Tedrick Williams, 4 carries for 11 yards, and Javon Thomas, 9 carries for 12 yards. But Danny Green stole the show on offense tonight for South Oak Cliff Golden Bears, 29 carries, 206 yards with 3 touchdowns. Receiving for South Oak Cliff, they were led by Corinne Coleman, 4 catches, 45 yards. Trey Jackson, 1 catch for 8 yards. And Joshua Manley, 2 catches for 26 yards. Diego Varela was 2 of 2 on field goals, 39 yards and 25 yards for South Oak Cliff. On defense, Brandon Jones and Billy Walton both had 6 tackles. Billy Walton had a sack. Keith Smith had 5 tackles and a sack. Keith Smith also caught a 2-point conversion. Taylor Sterling, 6 tackles. David Spurrell's 5. Abdul Muhammad, 3. But the big story for the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears defense was 3 interceptions. Taylor Sterling had 1, David Spurrell's had 1, and Jaden Shelton had 1. Malik Muhammad had 3 tackles and also blocked a field goal early in the game. Now we will go to the Melissa stats as they fell a little short tonight, only scoring 16 points. Quarterback Trevor Ham was 3 of 15 passing for 29 yards and 3 interceptions. Nathan Adjoko had 30 carries for 160 yards and a touchdown. Jacob Fields had 14 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. Trevor Ham had 4 carries for 18 yards. The 18 yards was on one play. He also was sacked 3 times and then had another rush that canceled it out. And then you have his 3 receptions. Gunnar Wilson had 2 for 15, and Jacob Kuanos had 1 for 14. On defense, Melissa was led by Gunnar Wilson with 8 tackles. Caleb Odwoski with 7 tackles. Jason Cave with 6. Dalton Whitwer with 5. And Jacob Fields had 4. Jackson Ford 1. Hayden Solomon 1. DeConnor Vidmore 1. Nigel Smith 2. He also had a sack. And Josh Nichols had 2 tackles and an interception for the Melissa Cardinals on defense tonight.
All right, thank you, Blank. Justin, you want to go over some local scores for us in the area? The stats, first of all, were sponsored by DeBerry Funeral Directors.
All right. Again, the game we've South Oak Cliff won this game, but the game that we've also been looking at will be South Oak Cliff will play Argyle. Argyle defeated Abilene Wiley 35-28. That's a final, so will be interesting to see where that game is at. Let's see here. There's not a lot of local games. Let's see the Whitesboro. Brock beat Whitesboro last night. That was 30-19. Malakoff defeated Grandview 29-17. Gunner winners over Holiday 31-7. Gunner will keep going. Anna loses to China Springs 31-14. Anna had a Cinderella season this season, but they lose to last year's state champion China Springs. They lose 31-14. That one, I think.
Is that about it?
I think that's about it.
All right, that's your Dewberry Funeral Director scoreboard. Thank you, Justin. We want to thank you guys. Thank you, guys and gals, for listening to tonight's game. It was broadcast live at TexasSportsProductions.com. Millennium Sports wishes to thank our broadcast sponsors, Bill Dewberry, Funeral Directors of Denton, Rodenbaugh's Flooring America, Kitchen Bed and Bath of Allen, Hutchins Barbecue of Frisco and McKinney, Nelson Law Firm PC of Flower Mound, the Dallas Independent School District, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available now at Amazon, and Harris Rating Weekly of Corinth. You know, we started our season in Honey Grove, Texas, guys. We ended it the year before in AT&T, and we went to Honey Grove, Texas, and here we are once again in Arlington. We find ourselves closing it out. This has been a great moment to do a game here at the former ballpark in Arlington, now Choctaw Stadium. Any final thoughts from you guys?
Fun atmosphere, great game. Kind of, wasn't pretty in the first half, but the second half we offenses finally woke up. Finally saw this South Oak Cliff defense is just unbelievable, and just I think Melissa just kind of ran into a buzzsaw tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how far South Oak Cliff can keep going.
That's what I was going to say. South Oak Cliff's defense looked better tonight than any time we saw them last year, considering Melissa's a high-powered offense, and their quarterback completed 3 passes tonight, and that was a big part because of the South Oak Cliff defense getting pressure and then forcing him to throw, and then he also had 3 interceptions because the South Oak Cliff defense was for real.
We'd like to thank the Dallas ISD Executive AD, Dr. Sylvia Salinas, South Oak Cliff head coach Jason Todd, Dallas ISD Media Coordinator Todd Lamb, Melissa Coach Matt Nally, who apparently Justin's really good friends with, Texas Sports Productions Bobby Stotzberger, and Jay Riley. IT support by Kevin Evans, Jay Marino, DFW Media, DallasNews.com, Fort Worth Star-Telegram, Denton Record Chronicle, Millennium Sports, John Froh, the president of the company, Monty Walker, Justin White, Blake Burnett, Melissa Cardinals, Golden Bears, UIL State Semifinal Football. Final Football is written, produced, and directed by John Froh. And the Millennium Sports Network, copyright 2022. Don't forget, join us next Friday, Saturday, for the 6A Division I and II UIL State Champion Games live from Cowboy Stadium in Arlington. For more information on future Millennium Sports playoff games broadcast, visit at MSN on TSP on Twitter. Join us next week for the state finals with 5A Division II at 10:20 a.m. and 6A Division II at 6:30 p.m. For Monty Walker, for Justin White, for Blake Burnett. So long, everybody. Turn out the lights.
You've been listening to Millennium Sports' presentation of South Oak Cliff Golden Bears UIL 5A Division II Region 1 Championship Football. Tonight's game was brought to you by Build-A-Berry Funeral Directors of Denton, Nelson Law Group PC of Flower Mound, Rodenbaughs of Allen and Ronald Rodenbaugh, the Athletic Department of Dallas ISD, the booklet Walking Through the Valley of Grief by author James C. Bivens, available on Amazon, Joseph Paul Holmes of Fairview, and Harris Ratings Weekly of Corinth and Van Harris. Join us again next Friday and Saturday for UIL 6A Division II State Semifinal Football broadcasts. For Twitter updates, follow Millennium Sports at MSN on TSP. Thanks for listening and drive safely. This is the Millennium Sports Network.